There we go.
All right.
We usually have an announcer, but he's 80 and his 102-year-old father-in-law is still sick. So we have to have Bobby fill it. And Bobby's doing worse right now than a guy who's watching someone else die. Take it, Bobby.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pat Oates Show with the hilarious and talented host, Pat Oates, his lovely and adequate co-host, Bobby Tamburo, and joining us tonight from the Panties in the Mouth podcast, the hilarious, with the great joke about a samurai sword, Nate Marshall.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the credit of just my one great joke that I still do that joke. It's like 5 years old, and I gotta. That's the only one from then that's still in my set. But
do you like doing it?
Sometimes it depends if I can because I've been doing. I don't put my set like in order every time anymore. I used to, but now I've been trying to like figure out how to get into things organically and shit. And if I can get into the story of it organically, I like it. But if I'm like, all right, I need to throw it, like if I'm trying to just fill the time and throw it in, now I'm like,
It can be an adrenaline or a momentum killer. Right? I have jokes like that too, where I hate when someone asks me to do a joke. It's like I've got a flow in my head. It's awesome that when a comic does it. When Bobby says, "Oh man, that samurai joke," as a comic, I want to hear this joke because to me, Bobby's a good joke writer. He understands comedy, so to me, it's going to be something interesting to learn and to watch from you. But if some person who just watches your shows all the time, just some random drunk goes, "Do that sword joke." I say, well, first of all, I don't call it that. You know that Chinese fucking thing you do. Do that thing. I want that. Do it, asshole. I don't like these other. Then you're like, then you hate it. You're on the spot, and then you do it, and no one laughs.
Yeah,
because hating it.
I used to have one joke that I was probably a terrible joke, but I used to at open mics when I would set it up, and this is like a year or two in the comedy when I would set it up. The mic would like it was about pelicans eating birds. I can't even remember it, but it was just like it was just like they would every time the reaction like of people who would go to the mic all the time would be like, hell yeah, it's the pelican joke. And then I would just see the people who were like, because this mic used to actually get an audience and shit. And like I would just see the normal people who were just there, just like, what the fuck is everyone? He just said pelican. And this just so I don't know that in that instance. I used to like it, just the confusion that would happen, and then the joke stunk. So it's like normal people would just be looking like, all right, what was the hype for? This was.
I have a buddy who's been on here, Dave Hintz. He's a comic. When he first started, he used to do a joke about fish having depression. He heard about it. And he was like, how could they have it was this whole thing where he's like, you know, there's food raining down, this whole thing. And I used to host this open mic. I would have 40 comics at it every week. Yeah. So he would always come late from his day job. So he'd show up with like 8 people left. And he would try to do that same joke. So I one day just started like joke heckling every line of it. So he go, my fish are depressed. I go, what's so depressing about fish? That was his next line. So we would go back and forth. And it became like this act that people that came to the open mic wanted to see at the end of the night. So I could be running around cleaning up the place or doing whatever, or cleaning up a drunk, and I'd have to yell out the same thing. Where people were like, when he went to shows, like, you got to do that fish thing. He's like, yeah, but if I don't do it without, if I do it without Pat, it's just this boring ass fish joke. So he would do it, and they're just like, this isn't funny. It's the dumbest fucking premise ever.
The reason why that joke in particular sticks out, though, is because that was like my first couple of open mics you would tell that joke at, and you know that mic. The guy who ran it just yelled at people. His little minion just yelled like and bitched, and you were like, who's funny here? Lemaire would get up on stage, and I've told him this to his face, and he's just funny. Like he gets up on stage and you want to start giggling with him. Like you're already in a good mood. And then you went up and told that joke, and I was like, oh shit, Nate's a real comic. Like that's somebody to watch out for. This guy knows what he's doing. There's a setup, punchline. It's good. It's new. That's why that joke stuck with me so much, because it was like, oh, this guy's ahead of the rest of us right now.
6 years later, nothing, not a real comic.
He's writing his new joke, Samurai Part 2.
Yeah, that's it. I just do sequels. I just do shitty sequels.
There are some comedians that do that, though. They have like one joke everybody loves, and it's on every album, and you're like, wait a second.
You did this. I heard this on the first one.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I like it when you watch a young comic start out and they're not getting. You can tell they're funny, but they're not getting their voice yet, or they're not understanding a formula to get their humor out the right way. And then they write one joke, and all of a sudden that motherfucker has one joke, and everyone tells them, "Holy shit, that joke!" There was this one kid, Derek. out of Connecticut. He had this one joke, and when you heard it, you're like, "Holy shit, dude! Finally!" Like, and he was happy to hear that. Like, you got it. But then he was like, he asked me one day, he goes, "Do I keep writing jokes in that same formula then?" And I'm like, "Well, no. You want to come here with your voice. You don't want everything to sound the same, or that joke isn't special. But you figured out how to be funny, but try to twist it. But there are some people who get one joke and then go, I'm going to write every joke with the same surprise ending or the same twist, and it becomes it's like the same song. It's kind of like Led Zeppelin, where you're like, okay, I get it. Or AC/DC. It's like, I know who you are. I've heard the riff. It's the same fucking thing. No matter, we like it, but it's the same fucking thing all the time.
Or that thing where it's like the first like laugh. You ever see that thing where the first laugh a comic gets ever is on something like fucked up, but not necessarily like a good joke. Just like here's the fucked up thing, but it gets a big laugh because it's fucked up. So now they're like, all right, I'm diving in the fucked up, but like no joke structure. Just like here's the fucked up thing that I said. Where's the laugh? And it's just like you create this dark, not funny comic that's just up there. So it used to make me laugh so hard because I'd see it happen. Like fuck. He got that first laugh on that. He's a month in. We got 5 more months of this from him now.
Yep, until he finally figures it out. I used to see that all the time with Earl audiences.
Yeah,
you'd go from open mics, he'd cherry pick a few guys, and then you'd get in front of these rednecks and be like, "So I want to blow my brains out," and they just stare at you. And you're like, "Oh God."
I love that's one of my favorite parts of like my time in comedy is doing Earl shows and just doing rednecks. Like it was because especially at that time, like when I started comedy, if you wouldn't know
you and Earl went up together, they must have been like, "Oh shit."
Yo, it was always the blackest any room had ever been. Like anytime we went there, it was like, what the?
We've doubled the number of black people ever in this building.
Where did you say you were from again, Pat?
I'm from Connecticut, but I know Earl David Reed because he would travel down there. And I used to run a club, and he'd come down all the time.
Okay, yeah. So you know Earl, so like you know his audience and all of that. Like I remember we were doing some place called Forksville, PA, and
we've talked about Forksville on here.
Forksville was great. It's one of the most fun I ever had, like at a show. Well, like early, especially early, because I remember I still have like the picture somewhere because they just were like feeding us alcohol, and it was the first time a place had done that for like that when I was doing it. But I remember I went with this dude. He doesn't do comedy anymore. Bigger white dude and another guy named Nick Aldinger who died. Like I think he died like a fire or something, kind of like not a few years ago. But so they're outside smoking, and you know Forksville's middle of nowhere, PA. Like I'm inside. This is when Obama was president. Like
middle of nowhere. You get terrified because you lose cell service about an hour from the gig.
Yeah,
you no longer have cell service whatsoever.
And it's like when the way the town is too, Pat. Like when the show was going on, like the other bar in town closed because they were like, no one's gonna be here.
You know the location's bad when you just brush over the fact that a guy died in a fire.
Yeah,
like, this location's terrible. It's scary. It's bad. Oh, the other guy died in flames. Anyway, space.
That is what I did because we didn't talk a lot. Like we only hung out on Earl's show, so I didn't have much to say after that. Like, sorry, R.I.P.
Neither did he.
So like I'm inside and like I don't care about politics at all. So I'm inside and I'm talking to this guy and like again like probably the only black people's been here. So he's just talking to me like he's mad at Obama. So he's just talking to me about it. He's like they won't take my guns and I'm just like yeah.
He's like tell your uncle that I don't like what he's doing with my guns. And you're like, that's not how this works.
Yeah. I'm like, look, man, I got a gun too. Like, I just started saying my thing. Like, it's cheap, it's tourist. But so that's happening. But my homies outside, and we do the whole night, just give a fucked up. I black out. But in the morning, as soon as we leave, he tells me, he's just like, yo, that place was wild. I'm just like, what was it? He basically told me he was out front and he's smoking cigarettes. And this place is like, we're talking about how white it was. And he was like that the dude said to him, he was like, they were like, man, those dudes are good people, like in there. He's like, do you see there's black people and then there's niggas. Those two in there are just genuinely good dudes. We had a great time that night, but like I tell you that didn't know that happened until the morning. Had a great time, but he was just like, yo, I didn't want to tell you this last night because we was having too much fun.
Let's keep it with the theme of the story or the show then, and we'll decide who the POS or the piece of shit is in the story. Is it your friend for not telling you that all these guys were very, very racist? Is it those guys for being very, very racist? Is it Earl David Reed for not booking a better gig than Forksville fucking
and not paying?
Yeah, that's the one gig where he's like, I'll give you $10 for gas. You're like, that didn't get me up the mountain, right?
What was I going to like have?
Pat, you go first. Hang on. We'll come to you next. We'll give you time to think about it. Pat, who's the piece of shit?
Piece of shit is the guy who said that line because he's a racist person who stole a Chris Rock bit. Are you kidding me? He's literally the white man, and he said, "What's worse is that black people are N-words." Like, you hate black people, but you're quoting a bit, and he knows he was. He knows he stole a joke at a comedy show to make fun. In his mind,
he also knows none of his friends can call him out on it. None of his friends can be like, "Whoa, that's Chris Rock." He'll be like, "Wait, you're listening to Chris Rock?"
And he's probably like,
"It's trap."
And if everyone there knows Chris Rock's bit about that, that means that somewhere the money you didn't get, Nate, is inside a book, because according to Chris Rock, N-words hate books. That's like kryptonite to them. So that's where the money is. So yeah, that's what I got. A racist person who knows black culture. Fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't. It's crazy because that never, like, as many times as I've thought of that story, it's never once in my mouth I thought like he knew the Chris Rock bit. It was just because it was such a nowhere place. I'm like, hey, he's no way. He's just
racists are too stupid to come up with clever. You gotta remember that's why they hate people. You know what I mean? Because it's just too simple for him. He would never come up with two versions of it. He's too busy being racist.
Chris Rock and Patrice are like the philosophers for rednecks that you're not supposed to study, but they do to be cool anyway. They're like, oh, that's from the Book of Rock.
That's from Dr. O'Neill.
So Nate, I didn't actually get a chance to explain to you what the show is when we were riffing better than anything we've done so far. But what we do is we tell a story and then we decide who the POS is. And we kind of go in a circle and we all say who it is and why. So we'll kick it to you next. Who is the POS in this story?
I'm gonna say it's me and Earl. We shouldn't have been there. We shouldn't have been in Forksville. Nah, probably by Hobie. Only because he let me black out there. I was still coherent at the time. He let me get sloppy, just like, you know, drinking till 4 a.m. Don't remember most of the night. Blackout, just like, and waited till the morning. Maybe that's what it was too. Though. He's like, well, we can't drive. We're on this mountain in Forksville. So yeah, a couple of reasons. I'm gonna say nobody's the asshole, man. I'm a silver liners guy. I had a great night that night. I did my first ski shot. Like I don't know. I tried to fuck the bartender, who was a very large woman. But I was real drunk.
She's still
white.
There.
Was she a white large woman?
Yeah, but that's not usually.
No, you were filling every stereotype they needed.
Yeah, I really was.
Damn, look at him. Look at him. It's true.
Offer him wings. It's like,
that's definitely what it was. They're probably let him have her. No one else wants it.
No. That's what reparations are to racist people. Like, have our fat white women. Fine.
She's just circling the Earl date every year in the calendar. Like, maybe that Nate guy will come back.
I remember she's definitely not my type. She's definitely like she was too big for me. But the same friend who told me the thing in the morning, he was telling me that I was trying to fuck her, and he said he tried to stop me. He was just like, don't like, Nate, chill. And I was like, nah, like, she's nice. And then he's like, Nate, she's fucking gigantic. And then he says, I look at her, and then I look at him and just go, but she has pretty eyes though. And like, that was a thing for me when I was younger. It was just like at the peak horny kid. This was just like, I could focus on a feature I like, and just that's what we're here for. Down to the eyes.
It's a beautiful thing, because I quit drinking 5 years ago. But when I was drunk, I could find beauty in any, not just even looked, like people. There were some people I was friends with that were such garbage. And people were like, what do you like about them? I'm like, I don't know, he has this really cool coat. It's like, what? He's a murderer. It's like, yeah, but his jacket's pretty dope. Let me borrow it. You know, that's pretty cool. It's the same thing. A giant woman, you're like, first of all, who's seeing her eyes? She's guarding a bridge. No one's seeing her goddamn eyes. But it's Earl's also the asshole, because as a veteran road comic, he knew where he was bringing you. If he said to you, I'm doing this to make you a stronger comic, and it's a lesson, that's one thing. In my mind, he was like, I'm tired of being called the N-word. Let me bring him a new one. And so that's what he did. He's like, presenting, here you go. And then he went on after, and he's like, they're like, oh, good, father and son are here. You know, they're racist, and they also think everyone's related.
Now, let me ask you this, Nate. Was Christian or Bart with you? Either of the security guards?
No, they had he has security now?
Yeah. So that, all right. So
he didn't have
that's who I was gonna say was the POS for letting you get that hammered, because Christian and I have this little rule where he pulls me aside and he's like, "Hey, Bobby, you need some eye drops because we're in a church and your eyes look like Satan. You are too high, my guy. So you needed one of those." But let me ask you this: how long?
Oh, real quick though, Bobby, that makes a new piece of shit Earl again, because that just proved the point. Earl doesn't trust little white people. He doesn't have a bodyguard. He only brought someone to keep you away from him. Because why wouldn't Nate know who he is? He just brings other people to keep you away.
Yeah. Fair enough. But let me ask you
like, who are these bodyguards? I've never had to meet people. That's them near me.
Yeah, when did he get bodyguards? And when did
one day he worked with Bobby.
No. We were together for like 3 years, man. We did the whole circuit multiple times. To the point they were like, "We've heard these jokes before," and you're like, "Shut the fuck up! You've heard Earl's too, but you don't say anything to him."
And they've heard him, and he still doesn't like crowd work. But I love her. I do.
Let me ask you this: how long into your set till they figured out you were not Earl? Because for the first 2 jokes, at least half the audience was like, "Oh man, Earl's got a beard now."
No, they knew. I don't know if you was, because this is what was happening a lot when I don't know if you had to deal with this, because this is actually, I still think this is one of the weirdest things that would ever happen. He would host the shows a lot of times when I was starting with him. Like, not always, like the first few he wouldn't, but then afterwards he was like, they want to see me. So he's like, they want to see me. So what I'll do is I'll go up, I'll do 20. I'll bring so-and-so up. I'll do another 20. And, he just do like that. And that would be the thing. But, in between acts are just like, we don't fucking, it would just be 10
talking.
Break. Yeah. Just like, we don't want to even hear you. We just had Earl.
That's terrible. How long were those shows?
He would still do an hour. So they'd be.
Okay. So he would do an hour. See, that's the benefit 20. To doing it that way. What we get is we do handoff, like 10, 15, then he goes. But he does like an hour 45 now. It's like when he starts saying, "All right, how do I finish this thing up?" We're like, "Oh shit!" Halfway through the act, and he kills for 2 hours.
He kills
nonstop. He's a goddamn murderer. Same material, but he's a murderer.
So he's like, what is it? I bet your family tree is a wreath. I can't see a wreath and not think that joke now. Like it's not special or anything. It's just one of the things I heard so many times. I just.
Why do you put redneck on a truck?
Because the first time someone hears that, that's a silly, easy thought that's going to stick. That's the brilliance of what Earl's and that generation's comedy is.
Yeah.
It's first, we overthink. Like, I know whenever I'm doing crowd work, I never allow my first thought to come out. I want to be quick, but I want to be original. So if something hits my brain, I go, the world's having that thought. Second thought. Then I say it out loud. That beginning, because I want to make sure I seem different. I don't want to be the same easy, "Oh, look, you're fat." I want to bring up something even worse than you being fat. Like, that was Earl and people like that. They just looked at that thing, said, "Oh, a tree's a wreath." Boom. That's it. It's simple. And we overthink that sometimes. That simplicity sticks with people more because they're not comics. They don't overthink, and they bring that home with them, and they can share. They can deliver that joke.
Especially if they're not like currently comedy fans. Like that's what they eat up is the thing. It's just that thing that sticks with you, and it does. Like the other one he has that does it is like he finds a bald guy. He's like, "You're like me if you were my negative." Like.
Right, all the time. Yeah, all that shit. There's an Earl. I used to book a club in New Haven, Connecticut, and we had an Earl of every state around New England and New York that would come down. So like we have Earl come, and then Johnny Rizzo was Earl of Connecticut.
What was his name?
Johnny Rizzo. He was white, but he was Earl of Connecticut. He was quick, but he do the same jokes. In Massachusetts, a guy named Mike Donovan, who's brilliant, incredible. It's the same act. He's still doing jokes about the Brady Bunch and shit, doing impressions of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but he crushes with it because how well he delivers it and how it's so easy to just take in and just have the silly come in. Rhode Island has John Parada. He's like calls himself Italian Don Rickles, which doesn't even make sense to anyone under 60. But he still does that. He does the same thing. He's like, "Look at your bald head. If we were in jail, I'd do cocaine off your head." He's like, "What does that even mean?" But they all laugh the whole time.
Crushes.
Crushes. I think I told us here about Bobby before, but my favorite thing he ever did, this guy goes up and he points around the club. There's 2 guys sitting up front, and he goes, "Look at these 2 guys. Hey, where are you from?" And they're like, "Well, actually, we're from Chicago." And he goes, "Oh, great, Chicago." And he points to me and goes, "Yeah, Pat's great. He has us here at the club. The club's wonderful. They asked me, 'John, what do you need? What do you want? Anything at all?' And I go, 'All I need is 2 faggots from Chicago in the front row.'" And the whole place laughs. So
this for the hood.
after the show, he comes up to me. I go, dude, I kind of laughed at how stupid that line was. I'm like, great line. And he goes, here's the secret of that joke, Pat. You can do it anywhere. I'm like, thanks, God. You can plug in any city as long as you call them faggots. It's fine. Thanks for pulling the curtain back for a minute.
Yeah, I love that was like him dropping a jewel on you, like anywhere.
You can plug in any city you want.
Go to San Francisco, right in the front row.
It probably won't make sense in San Francisco because that's twice gay, but you can do
it. Oh shit!
So before we get to our first story, I have a question for both of you guys. I was thinking about this. So we're getting to the point, like with genetic engineering and genes, where we can like customize what your kid's gonna be. Like it's gonna get to the point where you have to go in and like pick out all the traits you want for a kid. And I'm sure it'll be like a video game where you have to pay more to get all the special traits. But here's the question I have for both of you gentlemen. How big would you make your son's dick?
8. Solid 8. Give him a solid 8.
Solid 8.
All right,
yeah.
I mean, he's always hard.
Well, no, I mean,
what do you mean by solid 8?
Like, just a constant, just
walk around.
Give him a firm 8. Stiff 8.
You answered that so quickly. It was like you thought about this before.
Because that's where I wish I was. I wish I was an 8. If I was an 8,
you would be cool just walking around the house knowing your son's got a bigger dick than you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Like I want the next generation should always be better. Like I just want them. Just
I know Bobby does it, but Nate, you don't have kids?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's why this question is not weird for you two.
Yeah.
And I have a 16-year-old son, and this is fucking weird. Like,
I'm so sorry.
I don't want to create my son's cock. I don't care if he has a bigger cock than me. I don't care about your guys' dicks. I've never cared about another man's penis my entire life. Like I've always said, it doesn't matter what size my dick is. The woman can yell at me after we break up. She doesn't like my dick was small. And I go, well, for a long time, it was inside you, and I didn't care. So it doesn't matter the size of the flag you put in the moon. It's the fact that you put it in the moon and you claim it your own. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I just want my son's dick to work. That's all. I don't want that to go through the pain of like, sorry. That's all. I don't care about the size. It's just the fact that it's getting what it deserves.
It's more about the energy that he's going to bring to life, though. Like, do you want him to have that solid 8, Nate, where he just walks around with this unearned confidence that he's got because his dad pushed a couple buttons on a computer? Or do you want him with a 4.5 where, he's going to have to be funny? He's going to have to be creative. He's going to have to be a good guy.
That's why I mean. That's one of the reasons.
Future.
That's one of the reasons I'm saying solid 8, though. I see what you're saying. If I give it smaller, he'll be a better human. But if I give him, because the thing about if I give him a solid 8, everybody's going bigger than 8. Everybody, I think minimum once you can pick. I think everybody's using they're not picking smart. They're giving their kid at least a 9. So I'm going 8. So it'll be right under. He'll have a little less confidence in everybody, but he'll find out because people are just throwing numbers out there. Probably like an 8 still might be too much for most women. That's what I'm hoping. And so he'll have like that lack of confidence for 8, but have very satisfied women and grow into a better person. So start weak and strong.
Now, Bobby, can we make other changes too?
Yeah.
Because here's what I think you can do. You can go big dick, but then if you go big dick, you gotta make them ugly. Because that's the beauty in it. I know a kid. I went to college with. He had a 13-inch dick. He would break it out at our rugby team nonstop. He put it in a hot tub. A white kid, giant cock, ugly as fuck. Because of that, he had this big dick, but no one ever would know about it unless he developed a personality. Now, if he developed the personality, became funny and charming and witty and sensitive and caring, and then women were like, I don't care what you look like. I love you. The women got the surprise of a 13-inch cock afterward, which is the greatest gift of all. If you're good looking and have a big dick, who cares? They're gonna see your dick even if it was 2 inches long. Like you could be Terrence Howard attractive as
He's not gonna be ugly.
It doesn't fucking matter. But if you're ugly and you got a big cock and a woman burns that means you were such a good guy that you taught her to like love more, and then that was the bonus.
Yeah, then she's like, oh, also his dick was that's what she'll tell his friends. He's so nice. I think I'm gonna let him have sex with me.
Right.
Like, he's so ugly.
Yeah, and then she starts limping the next day. Like, what happens? Like, he's carrying the third leg. Who knew?
Bigger than my ruler. That's all she said.
He is my ruler now. Ugly man ruler. That's what he is.
I do foresee an issue potentially with this. And that's good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we tell you about the potential extinction crisis humanity faces as we've got massive dicks and 2 tiny vaginas.
Yeah. Wait, what? But how come there's not a technology where women can make their daughters' pussies big?
But nobody's making that.
Yeah, they want tiny.
Right. But the women who want their daughters to be lesbians will make them have a giant ass pussy. So when men go in, they're like, this is terrible. I can't feel anything.
So it's like,
I feel inadequate. I feel inadequate with this woman's cavernous hole. So you do that, you can keep your daughter away. Every dad would make their daughter's vagina 90 feet deep and long. So there's no way you can get in there. It would be that's the way you keep your daughter. You got to keep your kids off the pole when doing Chris Rock.
Can you imagine
that pussy big and swampy so they can't get in there?
They're like, wait, you say no man can satisfy you? Have you met the cock? His dad put all of his traits into the penis. He's 1 foot tall. He's not got any intellect, but he's got a 19-inch cock.
It's a giant cock with a mullet on it. That's all it is. It just looks like Theo Vaughn, like for real.
My favorite part about that would be you would know all the pro athletes had tiny dicks because they put all their traits into points. You'd be like, yeah, you can dunk LeBron, but I know what you're packing under the hood.
Wait, is it a cap just like in video games? Like you can't make yourself have the like full every stat like 2K. Like you can have top dunking, but if you don't dunk, like it's like that.
Yeah, there are certain paths you have to go down. You have to pick your career path. You're like, all right, he's gonna be a normal person. He's got a normal everything.
Yeah, but then the rich people get cheat codes and then they have 99s for everything.
Yeah, they'll just start modding. They'll just be modded.
I would play career mode with that though. I would definitely if I built a kid with a giant cock and good looks and humor, I'm playing career mode. I want to see where that goes. That's my new video game. You just control a guy with a big dick and jokes. I got him.
I'm sure there's a video game like that on the computer. Like it's just you're just a dick. That
it's called the beginning of every ad of Pornhub. There's always some woman going, yeah, I can't stay much longer. Fuck him. I'm staying here with you.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. That ad is so funny. It's just
look at Mace pretending like he doesn't know this ad.
No. I 100% know that ad. Come on, man. You talking to me?
That's a real fucking ad. That lady is trying not to cheat on her husband, but getting loud. And the guy is just fucking her, and she's having a whole conversation. That dude's not even acknowledge her presence. He's just a fucking thing. And he's just fucking, and she finally goes, fuck him. I'm staying here.
He doesn't fuck me like this or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, great ad. I almost click. I never click on Pornhub ads. That one, I'm like, what's this game about?
What is this game? And like, who's the final boss?
Her husband. You gotta fuck him. You just gotta fuck her husband. Like
how
the whole family.
How creepy is the man who developed that ad? Like the guy who used all his smarts. He went to school. He learned computer programming. He's like, I can make a woman actually want to be with me.
And leave her husband.
Yes.
Probably looks kind of like someone he knows. Like,
exactly like someone he knows.
Right, just went right to her Facebook. Let me create this. Just went back and forth. You said something. I've been dwelling on the story since you were talking about like the woman being mad at you, and then you're like she's just like yelling little dick. Because this pops into my head a lot. Because this chick I went to high school with, she started her OnlyFans and she does wild shit on it, like gagging and like weird shit. But I remember when we were in high school, her and her boyfriend at the time broke up, and she was telling everybody had a little dick, and he was like, she says that, but she was sucking it and threw up on it. Like he said it real nonchalant like that. And everybody was like, shut the fuck up, little dick. That didn't happen. That's a bullshit story. But then like years go down, she opens the OnlyFans and she's doing wild shit on her OnlyFans. It's like, damn, maybe boy wasn't lying. Like, but we were just like, shut up with your tiny ass dick. Not even like,
you know what? He was lying.
Yeah, probably.
Because if he had a big dick, she wouldn't have to go searching all over the world and go on the internet trying to find the greatest cock of all.
That's true. It's true. Yeah, that's true. She's not getting smashed by like a giant dick either. She probably just likes what she likes.
Also, if you have a big enough dick to make a girl gag and throw up on it, and like the third time your friends are like, "Shut the fuck up, you don't have a big dick. I'm just showing you." Because at that point, you've brought this on yourself. All right, you don't want to believe me? Here it is.
Yeah, but you can't do that in black schools. You can't just be pulling dick out. Like everybody's like, somebody's gonna fight you after. Like, yo, pull your dick out in the middle of it. Like, no.
What the fuck are you doing? I like to think all the teachers would just let it go down too. Be like, you had this coming.
Oh man. And I hate to rehash all the way to the back, but it made me think of it. So we were talking about comics when you said, I love that idea. A guy on stage just says something that's not really funny, but weird or crazy. We had this comic. He was from Ohio and he moved to Connecticut. He was an old dude. He looked like everyone called him a pedophile. He wasn't. Actually lashed out on stage one time because he said people were yelling, "You're a pedophile." What?
Where was he from?
Oh, somewhere in Ohio, and he moved to Connecticut for a while. I think he went back there. His name's Tim.
And then he went
Lucas.
to Florida.
No, Connecticut.
Oh, I thought you ment somebody else who has.
Oh, you knew who it was?
Sauce.
No, he's trying to force the thing about this guy Chad Zumach, I think. By the way, Bobby, I don't know what to talk about here. It might be one of the stories. I got attacked by a Chad Zumach fan for a joke I made on Twitter, and Chad didn't care, and she was actually very cool afterwards. She actually watched like 4 of our podcasts to find out if I'm actually funny or an asshole. So I was like, all right, whatever. But and I didn't fight with her engagement. Anyways, this guy Tim, he moved to Connecticut, and he would have these dumb lines. Like he'd go, "A rapper who can't spell, that's ludicrous." And then like just pause, and then he would just do jokes like that. He's like, and as a comic, you would laugh at open mic at the dumbness, but at a show, nobody would. So he would do that, and then everybody would just stand there. And then he'd be like, I saw there was a raffle for a soccer team. I don't want a soccer team. And then he would just stand. It was shit like that.
Yeah.
And then one day he told the joke and no one laughed. And he went, "A rapper who can't spell, that's ludicrous. Yay!" And he moved his arms around like he was like this wavy like balloon guy.
Yeah.
And everyone started laughing. So he started doing it after every fucking joke. So no matter what joke he told, he'd go, "Yay!" And he became the yay guy to the point where people started booking him a little bit. And then the crowds were like, "We don't know what this is. Like, what do you mean this is great? He's yelling yay." And like, we don't, why is he yelling?
How did it work with crowds?
It was like a game show thing where they put the applause sign up and tells you to clap, and no one liked it. So, but one day he's at an open mic and he's doing that, and some guy just yells out, "You're a pedophile!" and he screams at him. And he would get that a lot, and he just turns and goes, "You think you don't?" A broke character. "You think I don't know what I look like? Somewhere there's a guy fucking a kid with the face I'm supposed to have." And we started laughing so goddamn hard. So I grabbed him afterwards. I'm like, "Dude, channel that. That was brilliant. If you can make that happen, like that's hilarious. Snap in the middle, that'd be great." He was perfect. The next show he goes, "The other day," and I'm like, "Oh no." He goes, "A guy called me a pedophile." And I said, "You think I want this face? A pedophile has it." "Yeah." I'm like, no, you fucking ruined it, you stupid fuck. Because he was that one trick pony.
Yeah, damn. So as soon as something would happen that worked for him, he was like, "All right, taking it every." I would have loved it if the dude would have been like, "You're a pedophile." He just was like, "Yeah."
He wasn't even quick enough to do that. That would have been great. The funny thing with that act, he probably only could entertain children. Like,
just start doing shit like just like the keys.
I wish I could find a picture. He was like 6'4". He was thin, but with a big like a pot belly, like an Ethiopian gas belly, like that big belly that for no reason. Yeah. And he would wear like a button-down shirt and pants like he just got off his factory job. He only had like 5 strands of hair on his head. He looked like a fucking kid toucher. And it was just like it was perfect.
Yeah, I love that guy. I would love to watch that guy do stand-up, at least for like 5 to 10 minutes. I just want to see it once.
And then people that liked him, he would say, like, "I got a lot more." So they would book him. And then someone gave him like 20 minutes and they said it was the worst thing they'd ever watched.
They do it just for just to like for their personal enjoyment. Like, this won't be good for the show, but I'll get to see him do 20.
Right. But I also, there's times a drunk would be brilliant enough to realize there's the easiest heckle in the world to do. boo. And they would do that at his yay. They would boo his yay. And then that would throw him off. But if he saw, he'd say, yay. And they'd be like, boo. And they would just throw it off.
Damn. Did you say his name or are you not going to say his name?
No, it's Tim Lucas.
Tim Lucas. Dang, that sounds like a name of a funnier person.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, the ludicrous joke he had, I laugh at it. He had some great written little lines. They weren't destroying, but after a bunch of them, you would laugh at the silliness of his humor.
Can I tell you how angry I am that this hip hop soundboard that I pulled up for Nate's episode does not have a ludicrous soundbite? Because I have been searching up and down for Luda.
Yeah, I kept meaning to ask you, was that for me?
Oh, he's never done this for anyone else.
Because when you did one and I saw Pat smile like this was different, and I was like, this soundboard is mine. This is the
It's like, you ever do a comedy show where there's a sound guy, like a DJ, and he starts playing crickets or noises and shit? Like, you laugh till it's you. You know, and then, like, I remember at one show I did that, and I went up, and then the guy did it to me, and I said some shit. I'm pretty sure he killed himself. Like, it went dark, it went deep, and he stopped being the DJ. Like, someone's like, hey, after that, I'm like, one's playing music. They go, oh, that guy left. Like, all this shit you said about it, I hit real personal, because before he was being all creepy to girls, and I went into this whole thing how he was on season 2 to Catch a Predator, and I went through the whole thing about how he was a molester, but not even a good one. The girls they weren't even creeped out. He was so bad at molesting. It was this whole fucking thing, and he just quit his DJ job in the middle of it.
I had a DJ joke, like a thing where it was like a DJ at the show, and he was like a comic before me who was hosting. I went second. The host, he was like doing sound drops and shit during them, and I'm like, it just seemed rude as shit. Like, he'd say something, he'd hit a punchline, he'd do a sound drop, but I guess he thought he was helping, but in my mind, I thought he was like fucking with him. Like, he was like, he's bombing, so I thought he was like hitting them sounds for the bombing. And then I went up, he didn't do any. I think he did like one at the beginning and then just no sounds, but he was there, like he didn't leave. And then another comic went up, another comic, then those both got sounds. And the second one after the fourth comic, the second one after me said something about, I was like, why you keep doing these sounds? He's like, I'm doing them after things I like. And I went back to my set and I was like, oh shit, I thought he was listening to me.
I like that guy a lot.
He's like, but like I was doing what did I forget what I did. I was talking about being like a black Israelite or some dumb shit like that, and it was just he just wasn't.
Like, what do you do after that?
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, whatever this shit is.
That dude's a killer though. I like that. That thing on life.
He was just DJing. He was DJing bad. Like, I don't know, man. I just thought about it and got salty.
No, that's awesome.
Like, you think these people are better than me?
My favorite is the DJ who like gets so hype into like, you're the sound guy, right? And he's like, yeah, but I'm also the DJ. And you're like, okay, cool. He's like, I got music cue. What do you want to hear when you walk out? You're like, I don't really care. I just want the mic to work when I pick it up. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And you get out there and you're like, good evening. I'm gonna kill the sound guy.
That's them fucking with you.
Yeah.
My favorite it's like a hack bit for me personally at this point, but I always if I'm somewhere and they're asking like for songs, and then somebody might ask me for a song, I always just say niggas in Paris, just so they can like I can watch them like not like though I said it the one time at a different place. He was like, all right, he's like, tell me and I'll go tell the sound guy. And then I was like, niggas in Paris, and he was like, all right, you tell the sound guy. And then, or like the other one, I just did a show with Gillis and like in Pittsburgh, and I said it to the sound guy, and he was like writing down everybody's like thing, and then he was like, what's on you? And I was like, niggas in Paris, and he wrote N. And then just froze like, oh shit. And it's just my favorite thing to watch. Like,
that's awesome.
I would have, if I was a DJ, I would have gotten to you and written down that Jay-Z song with Kanye. Like, that's what I would have written.
What's the Diamonds remix? I don't know anybody who walks out to the Diamonds remix.
It's not the one.
Ari Spears always comes out to what's his name? The country guy, Travis, whatever. Deeper Than the Holler. And so a DJ will go to big Ari Spears, like, what song you want? Waiting to write down some hip hop. He's like, I got this, I got that. He's like, I want Deeper Than the Holler. Is it this super country, like pumpkin song? And
that's hilarious.
Then when he goes up, the crowd's waiting for him to do some white people shit. Instead, he goes, fuck you. I like that song. And it loosens the crowd, right? They're like, oh, so, okay, this is going to be different than anything we ever saw. I appreciated the fuck out of that when he did that. He goes, yeah, it's a good song. Yeah, I hate the white people shit, but I enjoy some white people shit.
And it just goes into the act. That's the
it doesn't bring it up again. It just goes. It's a weird. In my mind, I watched the crowd, like the white people who thought, "Oh, black comic, well, I'm not going to get it." Yeah. Right away, it's like, "Oh, he's just a guy like us. We're just laughing. I need to grow up. He likes things I like."
Oh, so you think that they hear the country music and they're like, he's about to make fun of us right away.
He's gonna call us. He's gonna call us racist. He's gonna say, here's the Lynch Mob music or something like that. And instead, he's like, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Randy Travis, that's the white guy's name. He's like country from the 80s at that deep.
Oh, like it's a deep cut country.
Yeah. It's not even like new at all. It is like old school. He has that super twang to him too. But you listen to it made me look up the song and I'm like,
Ghost Ride the
I like this song now.
Wait, have you ever had a soundboard at all, Bobby? Is this the first soundboard?
He's done one or two things, but never at this level.
Did Lemaire get a soundboard?
Nah, Lemaire didn't get anything.
I am blacker than Lemaire.
You played a song for him about cheesecake.
I did, yeah. I did play a song about cheesecake for him. That's true. A lot of podcasts, the guests people want the guests to learn about the podcast, and so they can fit in. We try to fit the podcast around you.
Oh, that's beautiful. So beautiful. That's like a saying, like the guy said at the back of Porchville. Where's that from?
But Bobby, we do that both ways. We're doing it with you because I think Bobby realizes that you're so funny and we can just talk forever. That's the way Bobby's like almost chiming in at this point because you and I have just been going back and forth,
just breaking it up a bit,
But sometimes the guests are so bad that Bobby breaks into weird SCTV Chicago improv stuff. Bobby one time the two guests it was a girl with big tits from fucking OnlyFans and the other guy who has a podcast about being in a toilet and we had them on. It was so Bobby started putting on glowing glasses and going, that song reminds me of this song from 1987. It's like being a DJ in between everything they would say. So if Bobby's doing this, he likes you. But if Bobby's trying to carry it like he's young Will Ferrell, the show's bad.
Did they know? Did they pick up on it being bad?
Oh, no.
They just had fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't even know they were having fun. I don't think they knew what was happening. So everybody started dancing to it because they didn't know what to do.
Full disclosure, I've been excited for this episode since we booked you last week. So
hell yeah,
you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I
like you said, this is the third best guy from that show, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Again, very true. Very true. Cannot disagree.
I like how every week Bobby goes, do you mind if I book this guy? I go, Bobby, you haven't bought me a bad guy. But if he's in that group with those guys, it's going to be fun. But then in my head, I was like, because I'm a huge fan of Come Town. It's one of my favorite podcasts to listen to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get influenced. You'll hear in a commercial later. We can't help it. We trash our sponsors too. I think they're all brilliant. But the brilliance of that is that they take a risk by having one guy who isn't talented or funny at all and just trash him. And he has the toughest skin in the history of the world to handle that. I know they're friends. I know they make money. But holy shit. They're teaching the world to fucking just hate him.
Yeah.
And that can be tough sometimes. So when I hear about 3 people podcasts, I'm like,
who's the guy?
He the Adam? We already got the Nick and we got the Snob. Like, are we gonna get? Is this the Adam house? I wasn't sure, but no, you guys have no Adam.
I think everybody's scared of being the Adam, and I think that's what keeps us from being that. Is we're all fighting to not be the one.
You're just waiting outside of the studio with a sock full of quarters. You're like, Lemaire, you've been too funny the past couple of weeks, man. I'm not going down like this.
Yeah, just like that. Or if one of us is getting bashed too hard that episode, it's like, fuck, I'm the Adam now. I'm not saying I don't know Adam personally, so I'm not trying to shit on him.
No, he might be this brilliant guy. He might write half the shit. Who fucking knows? It's incredible what he does because I couldn't. I can take a joke, that's fine, but I couldn't be just the joke without also getting to be funny as well. To just sit and take it. It's just like he's just a hole that they're fucking and he never gets it.
But that's like you said, it's almost like if you go back to old school Owen Anthony days, like them coming at like Voss. Yeah. That's different because Voss is still like, legend. Voss is, I'm trying to be very respectful of Voss or saying anything, but like that was like one of the great things. Is like
it's like what they did to Bobby Kelly, and give Bobby Kelly credit. Bobby Kelly went on to become them. Yeah. When he would, and then he did it to List and Soder and those guys. He would shit on them, and then they became so it was almost like a rite of passage. But they all knew that one day they were going to get the chance and platform to be helped out. Yeah. Adam's not getting a platform later. Adam's going to be standing on a platform and pushing the chair and hanging himself. Like, that's what it is.
I kept trying to make it better. I was like, I'll tell this beautiful story and hope that it sounds like Adam.
It's done. All the rest of it, like, you're right. Voss was already on Last Comic Standing.
He was already when that happened. He was already very respected.
Bobby Kelly was the only one that's like, they would just trash him. Yeah. And then he came out and built his own empire out of it, and did the same thing for other young people and helped them out.
Yeah, but I feel like for real, he's the one who like made all, like, he's probably podcast guy, like out of the whole, like that type of like that skanks, all of that. Boy. It's definitely Bobby Kelly is
now it's just racist. When you go Flavor Flav, you're not even trying it.
Yeah, Flavor Flav is the worst one.
You want to bet?
Flavor Flav opened up for Earl David Reed in 1987.
What's worse than Flavor? What you got worse than Flav?
Let me see.
All right, I thought you had it ready. I was looking at your eyes. I was like, oh, there's one. What was that?
Woo! The Will Smith woo.
Nah, that's not bad. That's a great one. That's what gets the party started. That's before Men in Black, I think. Or Wow.
Yeah, if you had Will Smith just saying I'm going to Miami, then yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I don't have that one.
I will once in a while listen to Jiggy with it when I'm running, because I don't care what you say. It gets your legs moving a little bit. It makes you feel good.
Baby. That's like I'm having a bad day song. I need to pick me up.
That one and Britney Spears, You Gotta Work, Bitch. Those are two songs I should not have in my playlist when I'm running. They will get me going and make me feel better.
I don't know You Gotta Work, Bitch, but I'm gonna listen to it today.
Oh, you wait. It'll become your new song to come out to.
I'm gonna start waking up to Jiggy with it. I'm gonna make that my alarm sound just as soon as just wake up, like, get jiggy with it today. Today's gonna be.
I think if you wake up to get jiggy with it every morning, you don't need Bobby's magic app to get an 8-inch dick. You just get one.
You just get one. Just confident. Oh, this sounds like we're bobbing.
This is the Britney song.
Oh, work, bitch.
I thought this was Bobby. Like, we gotta pick it up. I was like, oh, the glasses is coming. I told y'all I was third best.
Bobby's like, you have to get out of the way. Unless Bobby starts dancing hard. All right, so we haven't gotten into the topic at all. I don't get it fun. What we do here, like I said, I read off stories that I find on the internet. I don't go political. I just like dumb shit there. Like we did before, I'll pick it to each one of you guys. I'm done with the story, and we'll figure out who the piece of shit is. But this first story actually relates, because we brought this up a couple times. It's about an OnlyFans person. Nita Marie, a self-proclaimed Christian OnlyFans model, asserts that stripping from strangers online is what God wants me to do. I asked God if I should continue stripping off, and the answer was always yes, the Colorado resident told the Jam Press. Marie believes it's her divine mission to empower other women to embrace their sexuality. The godly model, who has 953,000 followers and earns $1.8 million a year, found Christianity after having a dream about Jesus when she was 9 years old. Although she is not raised in a religious household, she became more spiritual and tried to build a relationship with Christ, all without the misogyny. And then there's a picture of her giant tits. All right, that experience helped me seek out Christianity, and I built a relationship with Christ on a personal level, rather than one filled with doctrine written by men thousands of years ago. Marie asserted that Christianity had suppressed women's sexuality from the beginning, but she believes this is not what God intended. God gave her sexuality as a gift to share with others, where both parties are consensual. I want women and men know.
She's like, God wants us to be sluts.
Amen.
Testicle. I mean, baby. Testify. I'm sorry. I want to let women and men know that there's nothing wrong with embracing their sexuality and being religious, she said. It all starts with loving yourself and trusting that when you have a desire for sex, it's okay and healthy if you ask for it. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Isn't this girl for adding God to her mission statement? Okay, if this really was it, I know a lot of girls who love God and also love sex. We know a lot of them. They yell God in bed all the time. They don't use it to like sell themselves to make $1.8 million a year. Yeah. Nowhere in that did it say that she is donating that money to a church or helping out poor children.
Is she paying tithes? Is she paying her tithes? Is she giving her 10%?
I mean, if you see the tits she's got, she spent all that money on tits.
What's her name? I gotta find her.
Nita Marie.
Nita Marie.
Nita.
I'm excited about these holy tits.
Nita Marie, a self-proclaimed Christian. You just put Nita Marie OnlyFans. It'll come up right away.
All right, there we go.
She's not hot, but she does that normal. I wear glasses, my bleach blonde hair, I got big tits.
Yeah.
Is it her? Is it OnlyFans for giving this outlet to people? I have no problem with it. As a comic, you make money off your talent, your skills, whatever. If you can get people to pay for shit, I'm fine with it. We know people. I was going to do a second podcast today with this one girl who just sits naked on Twitter for free. She never ever goes on OnlyFans. She just shares her tits, and I think that's the Lord's work.
Yeah,
that's somebody who's just like, I just like being naked. I like showing off my tattoos of anime characters on myself, and she has a nice body. She's not charging anyone for it. And if people say she's a slut, I'm like, well, why? A slut will get money. And she's not doing that. She's just doing it because she has fun, and Twitter allows her to do that. Is it God for giving her this mission? According to me, what I've heard is God doesn't really talk to too many people. Yeah. When he does, they're usually either stupid whores or homeless people. And I never understood why that's the people he talks to. But why would he talk to her and say, yeah, get out there? Or is it Jesus, for at 9 years old, came into her mind and said, you need to believe in God and you need to get naked when you're older? I don't know why she had that dream, but that's a little fucking weird. I've always been terrified of Jesus. When I was a child, my parents, very religious, my dad had a picture of Jesus sitting on a rock with a light hitting him, and it was in our basement right near where the washer and dryer were. And when I was a kid, I'd go downstairs, and I swear the eyes moved and watched me, and I'd be terrified. And I would have to run and get the laundry. I would run with my eyes going, yelling, no, Jesus, no, afraid of him getting me. Okay, that's why I'm not religious anymore. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Nate, you go first.
I wish I had one other detail. I wish I knew her prices. I'm gonna be honest. For me, when it comes to anybody on OnlyFans, I get mad about their prices. If entry is over $10, go fuck yourself. And if she's doing,
let's see if this helps. And she's not the only one surprising person. She used to make only $30,000 a year as a daycare worker, and now makes $1.8 million. So crazy. Well, we can look it up. I've never joined an OnlyFans, but I think they show prices if you just put the name in.
Yeah. I couldn't. When I searched it, it didn't come up. I just wasn't trying. You said Nina Marie, right?
Nita. Nita.
Okay. All right.
If Bobby wasn't busy playing fucking Jay-Z sound bites, I could have pulled this up for me.
Nita Marie official fans. I think I found her Instagram. All right. Okay. So she's a little big lady with giant boobs.
Oh yeah, that's the. Oh, by the way, that's the thing now. You can't be in shape. That's gross, right? Like, yeah, you gotta be a big heavyweight. I don't understand that either. Why can't women be healthy?
Her OnlyFans is gone. I clicked the link in her bio. The OnlyFans is gone. Unless Mama MILF is gone.
That article was written by the New York Times this week.
Maybe. You know
they
what?
Blew up her spot.
You know, I think I'm on a fan account. I don't think I'm on her account.
She has a free one and a paid one.
Yeah, I was about to say because the account I was looking at had like fucking less than 10,000.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah,
sorry, this page is not available.
Yeah. I think maybe it got blown up.
I bet you the Catholic Church got to it.
You think God got to it?
Yeah.
I think it's clear who the asshole was then. God. Because he took away her ability to make money. That's ridiculous. She's just trying to show these big saggy gnats. I really want to see him now. I wouldn't pay for him, but that's how OnlyFans get you.
Bobby, now that we talked about it, they're going to take us down on Patreon. We're going to lose out that $98 a month.
Oh, no.
That's not each, baby. We split that.
That's game
baby. She's not really pretty.
Nah, she's not bad though. She's like for what she's doing the MILF thing.
But that's the thing with OnlyFans too. It's not really about they're hot. It's about having access, I think.
Yeah. Is there a limit to how hot you can be if you're like a Christian model? Like there's a limit to how good you can be if you're a Christian band. Like you couldn't make it in mainstream banding. You couldn't make it as a mainstream porn star. But as soon as you go to that Christian band, we lower the bar significantly.
I think there's a limit to using the title.
Yeah.
Because once you become a good band, you stop saying Christian if you want to make more money, and you have to make that decision. If you're a Christian girl, a Christian model, and then all of a sudden you become like, hey, we'll put you on the cover of Playboy, we'll give you this kind of money. Then they're like, yeah, I'm not Christian.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She earns 150 pounds a month. 150,000 pounds. My bad.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
We're close, Pat. We're doing better than I thought.
I was also gonna say, if you're doing it in pounds, that's how she looks like. She gains 150 pounds a month.
We're like, I need a treadmill. You know what I'm saying, Pat?
Bobby, who's a piece of shit?
Oh boy, I gotta go on this one. The piece of shit is her parents, because like, she needs something in her life, right? Like, how lonely as a child do you have to be to have an experience with Jesus? You know what I mean? In the Catholic religion,
you, I just shared one.
In the Catholic religion,
fuck you, I just shared one.
It's true.
I literally just shared one, and I was not lonely.
I think you had a different experience with Jesus than the kind she
I was terrified by him.
See, because in the Catholic Church, when you're 9 years old and have an experience with Jesus, it's just a period of time you're blocking out with the priest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but any man who looks like he could have been in Leonard Skinner scares the shit out of
me. Dang, I think somebody pretended to be Jesus when she was 9. Just was like, I'm God.
Yeah, show me your
girl.
But she's also kind of the piece of shit because, like, again, as a Christian, if something's blessed, you can't sell it. Like, if it's been blessed by a priest, it's a gift from God. You're not allowed to sell it. You have to just give it away. If her tits are truly a gift from God, she shouldn't be charging. You should be giving those and sharing that joy with the world for free.
Unless she's paying her tithes. Her tithes, however you say that shit, that 10% they want of your pay. Like, if she's giving 10% of her monthly salary to God.
Not to quote Jesus, Nate, but surely you're not saying we could solve all the poor, right?
I think God, look, that's all God really cares about is giving him his money.
I'm glad you feel so close to God because I know what we're doing next. Pat, who's the piece of shit?
The piece of shit is her, but not because of getting naked, not because of being on OnlyFans, not because she's being religious. That's who she is, and all those things came together to make the bitch she is. You know what I mean? That's who she became in life. To have God probably is the one who gave her the confidence. I mean, some people need belief to have confidence to be the woman she wants to be. She's the piece of shit. She used a quote that I fucking hate and I'm tired of. I'm doing this to empower other women.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, you are not. It is 2021. It ain't 1984. Women don't need to be empowered anymore. Women are quite empowered. The fact that you're on OnlyFans and you can make $1.8 million because of your titties and you're mediocre at best proves that the women are empowered as fuck.
Yeah.
You can just get on there, and men who don't. I know waitresses who during COVID made money, made $1,000, paid their bills by showing their feet to creeps. And creeps didn't even know who they were. They just followed her on Facebook because she was a waitress. And they said, oh, you can look at me naked now. And they're like, I'm in. How much you need? And they didn't even see her naked. They just saw like her nostril or something.
Yeah, her like in a
bra. They're so empowered. It's crazy. I'm not saying it's bad. More power to you. If you can make money off that, I go on stage and tell jokes and hope people give me money. That's what I think. That's what their OnlyFans is. It's their way of showing their talent. If their talent is being sexual, if their talent is enticing men, that's great. But don't tell me you're empowering shit. This is for you, baby girl. This ain't for Jesus. This ain't for women's rights. You are not Joan of Arc. You are Joan of Sluts. Stop.
I saw this lady on Facebook today. Like, it wasn't she was just like being chubby and showing her titties and shit. And she was like, I'm a body positivity activist. But every picture is just her, in a bikini showing her titties and shit. And it's just like, that doesn't make you an activist because you're showing your titties online. Like, you're not fighting a cause, you're just showing your tits.
Because you're fat, you're not active. So not using that word.
Yeah, you're definitely not out there marching. Like, you know what I mean?
You know how long like any political sway you have with your tits lasts? Like right until I nut. Like it'll be like, yeah, baby, save the environment, green energy. I'm buying a Hummer. like RBG.
I'm
what you want about her? She empowered women. All right, women were like, "Wow, this woman took a job that was for men, for racist men." And
but
she
who was that?
Yeah, she also grew up to be a racist man. But like for a while, when she didn't look like Rick Moranis, she was an empowering woman. And she made people believe that they could do anything. Not Hillary Clinton, not other women like that, because they had things behind them. Someone who rose up, went through all that, fought for things, even when everyone was like, fuck you, you're not gonna get it. That's empowering. But if she had an OnlyFans, she would have made more money on that being ugly than she ever did being a Supreme Court justice. Like, people would have wanted to see that fucking weird looking Muppet dude all fucking day. They wouldn't have jerked off to him. They would have been like, that's American.
That said, though, I think you could give Mia Khalifa as somebody who did empower women, because now I see lots of hijabs and pornos. You know what I mean? Like, that used to be a rarity. Now it's a running trend. She started. I think
porn women hate Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
I think they like
empowered them too much.
She made them so strong that they turned against her.
Yeah.
Well, I think other women on the bus hate Rosa Parks too. I mean, sometimes you just don't need someone telling you how to do your job. You know what I mean? But I get it.
Mia Khalifa is Two-Face. She became. But like,
she's not the empower we deserve. She's the one we need.
Yeah.
Because I think I think what like people who do like sex work and shit don't like her for is because now she gets mad when people bring it up. She's, you know what I mean? She has like all this shame about it, which some people think is right, some people think is wrong. But people who have done that work are like, you all that shame you got is making us look bad. So they're like, fuck you.
And it's also weird because nobody would be talking to you if you didn't get nude at first. Like, you still appreciate what you did. You could move on. Okay. Did anyone else here raise your hand if you ever opened up for the comedian Jimmy Walker?
I didn't open for him, but I've seen him live.
Okay. If you've seen him live, you realize there's one thing he hates: someone bringing up good times more than anything. You can't say dynamite. He will have, if someone's holding a sign up that says dynamite, he will have people go into the crowd and tear it up. Yeah. And rip that shit up. He did a morning, I was opening for him, and we had to go to a morning show. So I had to drive up there when I first started, and they wanted to talk to him about good times. He said, I will not speak about good times. He said, well, that's who you are. It's a classic rock station. That's what white people are going to know you as. Can we at least bring it up at the beginning? I will not speak about it. A couple minutes in, the DJ didn't care. The morning show, he brought it up. Jimmy stopped talking on a morning show in just silence and wouldn't talk and walked away. In that car ride, I was like, what a fucking asshole. Like, that's what got you there. But the more I thought about it, the older I got, like, we talked about samurai joke. I had a joke with, my name was Oates. I'm so Irish, my name's Potatoes. Yeah. I told that joke the first time. People didn't stop calling me Potatoes for fucking 13 years later. Yeah. They want to hear that fucking joke. And I got mad. I'm like, I've moved on from that. You moved on from samurai. He's moved on. But at the same time, I get it. You don't want people to bring up your shit all the time. Like your friend with the small cock, when you guys see him and you go, your dick's small. Like, he's tired of that bit too. But that's what we know him as. So what do you take? You know what I mean? It's weird.
You said that. You said Jimmy Walker, right? I just want to make sure I heard the
Dynamite.
Okay, yeah, that's why. I remember when I saw him. He had a joke where he said dynamite in it, but he said it like he hated saying it. Like, I remember
he won't let anyone say it, but he can say it. And he sells merchandise that says it on.
Yeah, because he was doing the joke. He was talking about like explaining the. I think I remember this. I just remember I remember being hyped to see him, and this was like still a year or two in the comedy, and I remember thinking like, damn. At a certain point, you're just doing shit like because it's the job. But I remember he was like trying to talk. He was talking about like telling people about the show and how his fame has like came and went. And he was like, people probably didn't even know who you meant if you text them like, I'm coming here. That it was like, texting, I'm going to see Jimmy Walker. Who? Dynamite. And the way he said dynamite like that, I remember him just being like, dynamite. You can
see the one Native American tear just falling down.
I bet you that was the same like years ago when they were like, who's the governor of your state? You're like, Jesse Ventura. You're like, who? Jesse the Body from wrestling. He's like, God damn it. I'm like, I was a Marine. I was a fucking governor. Yeah, I wore a boa and I wrestled a little. But I'm more than this. Nobody would know him unless he was Jesse the Body.
Yeah.
Or Screech. Screech tried to have sex and porn. He's a terrible comic. And I didn't care when he died. He was awful to me when I opened for him. Terrible, man.
Was that a Nickelodeon show?
No, but I don't know if you know this, Nate. Bobby actually has pitched a show to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And what we've been doing is we've been asking a lot of the guests to like try to see if they want to play the game shows.
Are you game?
Wait, you pitched this show to Nickelodeon?
No.
It's the game show.
Bobby has a game show he pitched to them. And if we're testing it out on here to make sure it works, so we know how to do it when it comes up.
With COVID and stuff, it's hard to get like a real studio to shoot a pilot, so we just cut a couple of these together.
Y'all
down to play?
Y'all are about to try to. All right, yeah.
All right,
cool.
I'm glad you're on board. I'm glad you're on board. So basically, the show is going to be a game show. It's going to air at 8 p.m.s, prime time, Nickelodeon. Family is watching this, is what I'm envisioning.
Right.
Basically, like Nickelodeon's answer to America's Got Talent, or what's that, The Masked Singer or whatever. And it's going to be hosted by Drake Bell, because he's a staple of Nickelodeon, and kids will remember him, adults will tolerate him.
It's a nostalgia.
Yeah. And the musical guest will either be Drake, the musician, because then it'll be Drake and Drake, right? Or it'll be Gary Glitter. Those are the two choices.
Okay.
He's the guy who sings the Joker song, was arrested. Don't worry about that part. And the game show is
arrested for.
Same thing Drake Bell was arrested for. We'll just
being handsome in the wrong place at wrong time. Anyway, go ahead.
So the game show is very simply called 15 or 19. And what we do is we take a guy, right?
And by the way, you're the third person from your podcast to play this game.
Oh, we're all going down. No, all right.
So what Mayor did better than Andy. Just so you know.
we show video or pictures of people 15 or 19, slightly provocative, and you have to guess, is this person 15 or 19?
I'm guessing 15, everyone.
That might not make you win in the long run. Oh, God.
Now, obviously, like when this is on Nickelodeon, we'll have the guy's family, like his wife and kids, behind a one-way mirror watching.
Can I quick
between rounds?
Give me 10 seconds to grab a tissue. I hate to do this, but I just
do your thing.
If you guys jerk off, that's fine. We get it.
Pat, do you
Bobby, are you going first?
Yeah, I got a good one to start with.
All right, yeah, you go ahead.
All right, and then you're going, right?
Yep. And I think he's on to us.
Oh yeah. I feel like
I'm not sure. I think he's going to Google 12-year-olds so he can beat us.
As soon as I got up, I was thinking how funny it would be to be like 15 or 19 and just bail, like just never have come back.
No, you came back and went, you mean months old, right? Like, no, dude, years.
All right, I got my tissues. I can jerk off now. Let's do this.
Let me just get my hand lotion. I'll be back.
All right, Nate, are you ready to play 15 or 19? Let's go with this.
Yo, how do you first off, you're not worried about this being like on your computer?
What's wrong?
Why are we doing this? Why are we
what is it?
All right, this is Sally. Her favorite hobbies are TikTok, hanging out with the boys, and riding around in her mom's minivan. Nate, is she 15 or 19?
Bobby, don't close down the glasses. You can see that her grandfather's taking the picture. So
I'm going 15. I'm going 15.
Oh, I'm sorry. The answer to that one is that is a 19-year-old porn star.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. What's her name? I'm not looking for another.
Melissa May.
Amigos. Oh God, she's 15. Oh God, no. No, she's 19. Oh, I'm in. Greatest trick the devil ever played.
Wow. I think you got a real shot with that. With
Bobby, is sharing on both?
Yep, you should be allowed to. Oh, wait, hang on. All participants. There we go.
Hold on. Okay. Now, I know you think it's going to be bad all the time, but we don't always go that same route. It's a game show for everybody. You can't just put children.
Okay.
We got to get everybody out there. So, hold on, where did it go? Boom. Here we go. Sorry.
Both.
Hey, what was that?
Was that Ross?
That was Ross.
Both. I need that in my real life.
I'm kidding. I know it's another guy from Friends.
Is it not letting you share, Pat?
If you're still sharing or something.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I didn't realize sound counted.
Is it? And this is what scared my homies.
15 or 19.
I'm going 19. I'm going older than 19.
15 or 19. He didn't even spell police right. It's how adorable he is.
Yeah. This guy. If he is a kid, he's the coolest kid. He's just smoking a cigarette. Yo, there's no way he's even 15. This is a 9-year-old police.
It's been a long ass day being hall monitor, Mom.
Bobby, 15 or 19?
I'm going 19.
Nate?
I think my official guess is 19, but he looks younger than 15.
He's 33.
Holy shit.
He's 33. He's killing it. He is posing with confidence. Nobody's business.
Do you think this person gets a lot of pussy or no pussy? Because
he's a midget police officer. It looks like a child. He does whatever he wants.
Yeah, I think he's definitely fucking like quietly creepy bitches. Like the same, like all the women who want to be teachers who are like, I just want to fuck my students. They come to this guy. He's cleaning up.
He's killing it.
He's killing it.
All right, Nate, you're 1 for 2, man.
So I'm 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad, right?
Ooh.
I'm going 19 because of the. I'm going 19.
Me too.
Yeah, me too is the hashtag she used a lot.
It's like it looks like a bar type scenario. The glasses and the hair look like or
a restaurant.
Or you might, because it is just water. It is just water.
For me, it's the posture. She's sitting too calm
in her body. She has the shoulders of like someone's mom, and in like a child's head. And old lady sunglasses.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I looked to see if this was superimposed. It is not Photoshop. This is real.
Yeah, that's a tough life. I feel like if you look like her, you can't not look at the person fucking you kind of like a creep, but you want people to fuck you still. Yeah. So you're gonna be like, I know what I look like. You fucking
listen. Do not judge people, Nate.
I'm not judging.
5 minutes ago, a woman that Bobby shared. You went, oh God, 15, no, and he went 19. You said, what's her name? This woman is built for people like you. When you feel like you're going to be in trouble, but when you break out the ID, she's 28 years old.
Her?
Yes.
She's 28. I felt that's what. Look, I agree. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just feel like it's one of the things that
there's something so wrong with it.
If you're her, you're like that. Whoever's fucking you, you can't shake that little bit. Like I can't until I look old. That's her name. Tab. Are these all porn stars?
No, that wasn't her. I was gonna pull that one up, and I saw a picture, and it's too weird. I can't.
All right. There were a couple. I was like, I'm not sure, based on what I googled, if I should be looking at this.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do, Bobby? Talk for a second. I'm gonna pull up the picture that really. There's two, but there's one that really stumped a couple people. You had one too. I'm not gonna go with the Gabby one. Gabby Carter's a famous porn star, and that kind of really threw Andy off. But there's another one I want to pull up because I like to do the second bonus question. So
while you pull that up, I'll do one of mine.
Oh, also, by the way, Nate, obviously I made a joke. You are not a pedophile. You are a wonderful man. You're an incredible guy. No, I know this because you would be allowed to have Silk City hot sauce. Silk City hot sauce does not like pedophiles. They love everyone else, but pedophiles are not allowed to have their sauce. It's a rule. It's a rule they have.
That hot sauce sounds amazing.
It's the greatest hot sauce ever. They've got every fucking flavor. The Aaron Berg flavor, which is the badass Jew. They've got Kevin Dombrowski's Just Joking buffalo sauce. My favorite one is Aztec Attack. You can go on their website, silkcityhotsauce.com, use the promo code POS, save 15% just by using the promo code. They throw you a free bottle of cherry sriracha. And if a pedophile comes by you, the sauce is hot enough, you can throw it in their eyes and burn them so you can run away. It works as a stopper of pedophilia. Wow. They don't care about molestation. They like Cuomo. They're big fans of that because they're not children. But if you're a pedophile, they hate that shit. And by the way, Italian food goes great with hot sauce.
Goes great. Hot sauce and pasta, amazing.
Imagine the impossibilities. So that's what it is.
All right. Nate, is this gentleman 15 or 19? He holds the world record for the 100-meter backstroke.
19 then. No child can do that.
Why couldn't a child do that? They don't have a job. They can just swim.
Yeah, but they're not ready. They're muscles. I mean, they are probably lighter though. But
if you're just raised to swim like a Michael Phelps in that stupid ass mouth, you can just do whatever you want.
This guy's 19.
No, this guy is 15 years old.
Huh. Well, get him off my screen.
Hot as shit. What's his name?
Why are you? Get him out of here now.
Yo, go get me some tissues.
All right. She's definitely she's definitely it's just she's just pigtails. She's not, her face isn't young. She's just look, I'm about to be guy. She's definitely probably actually 15. God damn it.
Are you certain enough that she's 19 to say, would you?
No. Now I'm saying she's 15. She's 15.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm going 15.
You wouldn't hook up with this chick. She comes up to you after a show and goes, Nate, that was so funny. That samurai joke. I've got one of those vibrators you described.
I'd be like, beat it, little bitch. You get out of here.
First of all, she would go, Samurai, because she's a child and she can't say the word.
Oh, okay. Nope. All right, she's 19. She's 19. I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
I almost just said the creepiest thing I've ever said. I almost said, and I guess I'm gonna say it. I could tell by her jawline that she was older, and I don't even know what that means.
Oh,
when I looked at it, I was
have your back, Pat. I thought the same thing when I first saw her face. I thought older than 19 until Bobby was like, would you go on record and say you would? And then that just felt like a setup. So I was just like, no, never.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But like, if not, then who just made her pose like that?
Yeah, true.
All right, and then our final one for the show. By the way, do you think the show's getting picked up? I think we can get Drake Bell.
Oh no, this is foolproof. This is a foolproof plan, Bobby.
We didn't even tell him about the boner check double bonus round.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that.
You could do it early. We could do it for like uncles, like Nickelodeon uncles. Like this is that's Dakota Sky. You can't fool me.
By the way, we can because we have like
your two other guys did not know that. And fine, then you get the bonus question. I know you're already gonna know the answer. But obviously, the first question, 15 or 19, you go 19 because she's older than 19.
She's older than 19.
Number 2, alive or dead?
Wait, she's alive, right? Dakota didn't die.
Wah, wah. She died 2 months ago, baby.
Dakota died?
She's dead.
What?
Everything in that background is
beginning.
older than her. That fish, that video game, that fucking air hockey, everything's more alive than her.
Wait, what is she?
She's dead.
How did she die? Drugs?
But because her life was going really well.
Lifestyle. What do you think? How did she die?
I mean,
Look at her, what she's making her money on.
You haven't seen James Dean in a porno in a while.
Maybe she was driving to a dick. Like I don't. Damn. R.I.P. Dakota.
Yep.
And the reason, like, I was.
By the way, I appreciate you're the only one to be saddened. Everyone else goes, fuck. No one else cared.
It's because I don't know.
No. I get it. I did too, Nate.
God damn.
We've jerked off to dead people.
R.I.P. This is the second. Do you know Naomi Russell? She's another one that just passed away. Broke my heart. Didn't even realize for like years after. Actually, I was watching a video. I always look at comments because they're hilarious. But I was looking at the comments and it was just like R.I.P. And it was from like 2 years before that. I was just like, what the fuck? What happened? And then like found out. I forget if it was an OD or AIDS. It was one or the other. But
well, we talked earlier about could you jerk off to someone once you meet them? Can you jerk off to someone once you know they're dead? I have not been able to even go near. If I see a video of hers pop up, I have to go by. Can't. Dead, man. She's dead. That's not fair. Weird.
This is damning to say. This is damning.
Don't think about right now. Think about when you're about to nut and you're like, she's dead.
Look, man.
Is it a tribute? Is it kind of like pouring one out for your homies?
Yeah, I think it's like that. I think it's like, man, in loving memory. Like that's every time.
In memoriam.
It's like
how do I
forgot.
Say goodbye.
Damn, I didn't know she died. So I found.
Can someone please make me a Bukkake video with some men
just with some sad ass music? Dang, I remember exactly how I came across I was watching these videos called Come Walk. I've said this publicly plenty of times, so it's not even news anymore. But it's just like chicks who get skeeted on, they go walking places, and she was doing that, and she was cool, and she's dead now. It's probably tragic Come Walk accident. I don't know.
Come Walk.
It's very. I say it everywhere I go. Just trying to make it mainstream.
Big Snoop D.O. Dub.
Snoop agrees. Snoop supports.
You know what I bring up on stage every time? Asians groping on a bus.
So it's definitely one of the ones I get. I don't watch it, but I could be like, I can see how this is a thing.
I've never jerked off to it. Dance around the whole 9 yards. It's just weird.
Wait, can I ask a question? Never jerked off to it or never finished?
I haven't. I'm fucking fascinated by it.
Never finished while
No,
watching.
seriously. Because Asians gross me out. And so, and I take enough buses where it makes me sad. I'm like, I'm still taking a bus. I don't have a car anymore. So like, it's a lot of sadness going involved. So, but there's a white woman and then there's a bunch of Asian guys and they're just kept touching her while she takes the bus. Like you think her friends would tell her, don't take this bus. It's bad news. But she's on the bus and then they start like touching her. But then they blur out everything. Because, and I say this on stage, but I'm always like, because Asians' dicks are a lot like Bigfoot. They're blurry and no one believes their size. So it's like, but it's like, it's groping, but you don't even see the sex part. It's like, what are we watching?
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen those. They come up on. I'll be watching a lot of like voyeuristic shit, and that comes up in it. So like I've definitely seen things. I'm like, this isn't for me, but I'm gonna look at it right now. Like and that's how I go. Like
That's like okay. Sometimes you don't watch them. Okay. Do you watch porn for the genre or for the person?
I go. Yep. I was about. That's why it can go either or.
For me, it's more about I'll see a person, I get into that person, and I'm kind of like I want to see their work, and then I move on from them a little bit. But I always remember I can always go back to them, whatever kind of deal in my head. Until that person does things that I don't like. I hate feet. So if that person all of a sudden likes feet, then I need to break up with them in my mind. I can't be with them.
You can't just try. You can't just experiment. And
nope. They're dirty and they're gross. They're wrong. I don't like them. They're the devil's people. I don't like it. It's awful. Now, sometimes in videos, though, the girl will go somewhere. I'm not someone into like bondage or that shit either, or like choking and things like that. But sometimes I'll do a video where I like the girl. Let me start watching a little bit. I always like at the end, no matter what happens to her, that she always waves and goes, "I'm okay." At the end, why don't they do that at the Asian groping on a bus? I wanted to see her get off the bus. Like, it was cool. He paid for my fare.
This wasn't because my dad owed money. I promise.
My dad drove the bus. It was fine.
Well, we've talked a lot about porn stars. And if your dad owes money, we've got this new game we're playing. Nate, you don't have to participate in this one.
I don't know this game, Nate. We're either on.
You do. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh, no. No. You like Nate.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, no. Oh, no, Bobby, do this game. And then I'm going to read to you, Nate, afterwards. My brother watches all the shows we do. He's not a comic at all, but he breaks us down better than anybody. He loves Bobby from Eastside Dave and all that shit. He's a big fan of Kumia. So my brother was very happy when I got to be on Kumia's show and all that shit.
Yeah.
The kind of fan that breaks it down like nobody's business. Really pays attention. The way he breaks down what Bobby did to somebody with the game he's about to do to you, I will read afterwards.
All right.
Bronsolino.
All right, I'm ready.
So we're just trying to get more views on our podcast. I'm sure you can relate.
That's what I existed.
And like, all right, you follow YouTube trends and you see what's popular. And it seems like right now, like all these assholes like Mr. Beast, right, have these videos where it's like, who can get shot in the chest the most with a paintball gun? Winner gets $10,000. or like whoever takes their hands off the Camry next or last gets the Camry. Spoiler alert, we've got tasers. And you're like, this just seems like you're torturing your friends.
Yeah.
Like all those videos get millions of views. So as we've discussed with porn stars, we have had a lot on, and we want to do something kind of like that. So we're going to give away a Wii. And basically the contest is you versus one of these porn stars we've had on in the contest. Who can get fucked in the ass more, right? And it's going to be like there are 6 guys that you have to choose from that you have to get fucked by. But like the dicks are going to be various sizes. You know what I mean? Progressively bigger and girthier as you move up. But you won't know that because you only get to look at their faces. So like some of it will be strategy. Like that guy looks like he has a big dick. I want to get that out of the way first. Like everything will be down. If you were in that contest, what would your order be? Would you go biggest to smallest? Because like once you get the biggest,
would you do a rhythm like almost like a treadmill up and down? What would you do?
Yeah, is it like one of those fat burning workouts where you're like
climb a hill, then do a plateau?
9, 4, 7, 3.
I hate this game. I'm gonna say that first.
I also did.
I hate this game. I can't make a choice.
Now, Nate, he did this to you. Nate, I want to make you answer. You will not answer that question. I like you a lot.
Yeah, I think I want to not answer.
The people next door leave the hotel room. They are not.
By the way, yesterday, Nate, we also do a show, Bobby and I. Bobby works at a retail sporting goods store for his daytime job.
Yeah.
During COVID, I had to take on an essential job. I now work at a retail store too. So we do a podcast called POS Retail, where we tell retail stories as well.
Yeah,
and we've had some of the guests we've had on are people that actually work with us.
Yeah.
And there's a girl who used to work with me who just moved, and she is 21 years old. And if we used her picture for 15 or 19, she would stop everybody. She looks 15. Like, so she's on the show. We're talking about working at the retail job. And Bobby pitches this game without throwing it by me first. I had no idea.
You pitched this game?
Yeah, to a 21-year-old girl who looks 14 years old.
Not a comedian or anything.
Not a comedian in any way, shape, or form. Good sport. Sat there and was just like, and by the way, the thing she laughed at the hardest, the prize was a week. Like, that was the thing she laughed the hardest at. She went, yeah. And then, like, it became weird. I had to go, what are we doing? And so my brother writes this. Bobby gets better every episode. His segue from talking about sexual harassment in the workplace to describing a game show about anal sex to a girl who didn't look her age was both beautiful and insane.
Damn, Bobby, you just spurred that on her. That's amazing. I appreciate that.
Right? She's sitting there in her bedroom, just like, I think it's time for. She had just told us that she was raised basically in the woods as a feral child.
Like she had no setup.
How many cocks will you take? As her boyfriend's in the next room going, oh, you're having fun with your ex-coworker. That's good.
she's just like on like regular Zoom, like on her phone, I'm guessing.
No headphones, nothing. It's just loud because she doesn't expect we're gonna talk retail. Yeah, man, believe me, she has a sense of humor. She was talking shit. She was making fun of other people. She was the kind of girl that we had a 62-year-old manager that would get creepy with her, and she looks that young. She's used to that.
Yeah.
She wasn't offended. She didn't message me, but I didn't even know Bobby was going to do that. We're like, another game show. We didn't play 15 or 19 with her. She could have been one of those. But
you did play it with her?
We didn't play it. I think it's just because Bobby forgot.
Oh, okay.
Don't think we let you off the hook, though, Nate. We'll knock it down to just 4 names for you. We'll keep it simple. So if you had to pick an order, just to pick off the top of my head, Lemaire, Andy Malafarina, Manny Santiago, and Mike O'Donnell. What would your order be?
4 former guests of this show for everyone watching.
That's why I chose them.
I was letting the people.
Listen, man. I think we that group of us. That group.
Yeah, what order would you go in and why? Who are you taking first, second, third, and fourth?
Well,
I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer this question.
No, I'll answer it. It's definitely. I don't have a specific order. It's going Andy or Lemaire first because those are my bros, and I'm not giving them second. And then I also fuck with Michael Donald and Manny, but it's just I'm sure they would do love. I'm sure they would do the same for each other. So that
okay.
Not doing it.
Bobby, I never asked this question about this game. Is it one pump or are they fucking
to completion?
Mm.
Oh, then
that's not the noise you wanted to make, Nate, when I said that.
Bobby, can I answer this one then?
Yeah.
Easy. Mike O'Donnell goes first. He's not going to last more than like fucking 5 seconds. His stamina's bad. He's sad. His health is terrible. He's going to get 2 pumps in. I'm done. It's like nothing's ever happened. Okay. I'm through that. Then I'm going to go Manny because stereotypes say that he may go a while, but it's not going to be that big. I start to get a little numbness back there, but it's not hurting me anymore. And I'm 2 down right now. And then I'm going Lemaire because I'm not closing on a black tie. I've got a strategy. You know what I mean? So then I'm going Andy, and Andy also married, sad, white, fat. It's not going to fucking be much, and I'm going to be a little sore. Do you know they're going to be into spanking me because like that's what white people do. So I'll be numb enough. And Lemaire, by the way, I think would whisper sweet things in my ear, make me feel good about myself.
How are you not going to laugh though when Lemaire has his dick in his hand and is just giggling? Like,
yeah, he's giggling, and then I'll be like, "Hey, if you take it easy on me and come fast, I'll take you out to dinner." And I think he would enjoy that. We'd have a nice bite to eat. So that's definitely my order.
Lemaire's admitted publicly WrestleMania tickets is what gets him gay. He's like, free he said that multiple times. That's all it takes. Is good seats to WrestleMania.
And I am a huge wrestling fan with connections, so I got it.
Great. Lemaire will be so happy to hear this.
And I hope nobody's offended by the order. I didn't say no to any of you. And any woman that has ever dated me knows I don't like anal either way.
And what would your technique be to get him off faster than the porn star?
I have no tech. Jesus Christ, Bobby. I was trying to be
my technique would be, Bobby.
What?
I would hand him a bottle of Silk City hot sauce. That's what I do.
There's nothing makes me nut faster than a bottle of Silk City hot sauce. So good it'll make you jizz.
By the way, their new one, it's all white and it's called Silk City Nut Sauce. It looks just like the real thing. So what you do is you take it, you shake the bottle up, you just pour it on their ass, and they think you came. Ladies are always like, we can fake it. Why can't you, men? We can now. Thank you, Silk City Nut Sauce. You've helped us.
Does Silk City really have a hot sauce called nut sauce?
Not yet, but we're trying.
I thought you were gonna go with ass sauce, where it's like white with a slight tint of pink in it.
I thought you were gonna say brown.
And for ladies, if you feel like you can't get wet, Silk City twat sauce. It's there for you. It's whatever you need. It's for your twat and makes you hot. And there it is. That's my new saying. That's a new T-shirt.
That's a T-shirt. Yeah, I was about to say that's a T-shirt.
What's the one O'Donnell keeps pitching to them? Oh, Carolina Reapist.
Yeah.
That's the sauce. Every time he's on, he's like, Silk City, listen to me. Then he gets real drunk, goes on Twitter, and he drew a picture of what the logo should look like and sent it to him.
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reapist.
Reapist.
He wants to say rapist.
Yeah.
But he can't.
He also helped us come up with the great Hebel Knievel shirt.
First of all, no, he did. I said it, and he stole my idea and made it his Instagram handle.
Wow, I thought that was an original. I'm about to say
no, Hebel Knievel was mine. I said a Jew dumping over terrible things. Like if I dressed like Hebel Knievel, but he was also Hasidic, and he jumped over menorahs at like a concentration camp, you forget about the concentration camp. It'd be great to watch that shit. And he laughed and then became Hebel Knievel on Instagram. He did say, "I'm stealing this, and I'm going to be coming on Instagram on the show."
That's
so
all
I was fine with it.
As long as you say it, it's not even.
I took it as a tribute. It was beautiful.
Yeah, just like if you jerk off to a dead porn star, it's a tribute.
It's a tribute. All it is. It's a tribute. We will do one more story, then get out of here. Nate, thank you so much for being on.
Nate, I'm sorry. I told you I know this. I know I told you this was going to be an hour and 15 minutes, but no, you're great, and we're having a blast.
Yeah, having a great time. I literally only even asked because I knew I was going to order food after. So I just was trying to figure out what would be.
Yeah, when Bobby and I do this, I order food before I realize I'm going to burn it off anyway by screaming. So
see, I can't eat before doing shit. I just I get that classic.
Oh really? I literally, I'm at the point in my life. Bobby see me now. We've done shows together. I don't even think about I literally can walk on stage eating. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. It's just like whatever. I'm more nervous one-on-one than I am on a stage. Like,
I got you.
Mattel apologizes for Asian Olympics Barbie doll fail. We fell short. Mattel fell short and failed to stick the landing with their latest Olympic collaboration, garnering low scores from the public. So this year, the toy company released a collection of Olympic Barbie dolls meant to represent inclusivity and innovation. However, Mattel has faced backlash due to the exclusion of Asian Barbie. They forgot to make an Asian one, especially with this year's games held in Tokyo, Japan. Our intention to represent the Asian community with the skateboarder doll fell short, and we fully received and recognized the feedback. A spokeswoman said, "Oh no, God damn it, New York Post got that. Moving forward, we will work to find more ways to champion all representation and celebrate the amazing achievements of all Olympic athletes who are showing up to anything as possible. The media and me call will continue. Each Barbie was made to represent the 5 new Olympic sports: softball, sport climbing, karate, skateboarding, and surfing. But after the company statement,
what was that?
Bobby's becoming the DJ that we wanted to fight, and so
I was trying to cue one up. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. My apologies.
You're trying to cue one up for when the show's over next?
No, for when Nate.
Don't be the heckler who's trying to help out. I thought you needed that shit. I thought you needed that one. Fuck it. Who's the piece of shit? Is it Bobby?
In this instance, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely Bobby right now.
It is Bobby for trying to give a damn and
we don't need to keep
the next level.
Who's to the next level? I let you do a pedophile game show out here. Shut up.
God damn it, I'm bringing 15 or 19. Can you get out ass fucked by a porn star? I'm just trying here, Pat.
If I was someone making fun of us, I'd say 15 or 19. Is that the number of fucking Patreons you have? That's usually what it fluctuates to. Is the piece of shit Mattel for trying to make exclusive 5 different race women for the sports of Olympics? What girl who likes a little doll even gives a fuck about that shit? You're a little kid. You're just playing with dolls. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Is it the Olympics for saying, yes, this is a great way to get people to know about sports climbing? Which sounds like when a white old man says, are you on the YouTubes? Sports climbing doesn't sound like a thing. Yeah. Climbing or in sports, what the fuck is it?
Nate, does it feel like we're making up sports so we can still win golds?
He's a karate person. The black woman shouldn't be doing. How do you forget the Asian? I know deep down they didn't want to put the Asian in. People would have said you got to make her do karate, and they didn't know what to do, and they were going to make her skateboard. That's fucking weird because they don't skateboard. only in anime do they skateboard. Not in your fucking life.
Except they won the fucking Olympics.
Or is it any woman who was offended? Is it? I'm sure most people in Tokyo did not care. They weren't like, oh, I wonder if that American toy company is going to make an Asian doll of us. Because no matter what, it's going to have slanted eyes and be weird and not have pubic hair. It's already stereotypical. Who would be offended? What woman noticed? No one noticed this. Mattel probably noticed it and tried to get in front of it. Who's the backlash? Where's my chink toy? I need one. I need a toy pulling a rickshaw. This is the Olympics. I need a little Jan. Who wants that? I'm not buying my kid the fucking Spice Girls of the Olympics toys. I'm not go outside and do the Olympic sport climb. Was it me for doing that Shane Gillis impression I just did? That's Italian for you. Or is it Bobby for ruining that momentum? It would have been a better Chinese voice if I wasn't startled by that noise. Bobby, you go first.
Okay. We would have. Here's my thing. Here's my whole thing. I have a lot more respect for Olympians because I played a little game on Saturday when I was running called "Is This Runner's High or Heat Stroke?" And you're not sure if you're going to die or if you're just really hitting your stride.
You started running, Bobby?
I don't know if you could call it running. It's more like stumbling with style, you know?
Trying to not die young.
Yeah, exactly. As much as I smoke, I need to do something to balance it out. But if they made one Asian Barbie, just one, and they were like, nah, that represents all the Asians, I feel like that would be way more racist than not having an Asian Barbie at all. You know what I mean? Like if they were like,
would you call her Barbie or Rarbie?
I'm just saying, like, if they made it's almost as racist to be like, hey, here's one generic Asian doll that represents all of you guys because you all look the same to us here at Mattel.
But that's that you can say that same thing if you go like differentiate between white people too, though. Just like one Barbie, she's just like German.
And Nate, I've been preaching this for years. There are not enough white Barbies. We need more diversity amongst the white Barbies.
Irish one with red hair.
Yeah, exactly. There's a fat one.
A Jewish one with a big nose.
We need a whole Karen series where they just have little phones and they call black people and hunt into a barbecue.
They just hold little phones that just say 911 on the screen. That's it.
It's just white women. It's a white Barbie doll explaining to black people BLM.
No. You should be upset right now.
You should be angry. You should
for
be
me,
talking about this.
It's Mattel. The Japanese won like 3 of those sports you mentioned: rock climbing, skateboarding, and softball.
Not rock climbing, sports climbing.
Sports climbing. Which seems like just like a less dangerous version of rock climbing.
Yes.
Hey, you know the part about rock climbing that makes it cool? Imagine if we didn't have that.
Imagine we made it safe.
You know that thing that's at carnivals that we let carnies put our children up 45 feet in the air on? What if we just did that at the Olympics?
I've never gone rock climbing. Have either of y'all?
No.
No.
No, I don't even.
I run, I dock, I do all that. But I also played other sports, but I would never climb a rock. Why the fuck am I climbing a rock?
Well, even like the fake
You gotta
ones,
get
like
down too.
Yeah.
We had one of those jungle gyms at our high school that they would take foster kids on in the summer. And I worked at the camp. And the last day they were like, all right, Mr. Bobby, it's your turn to climb up the tower. And I got 2 rungs up the thing and was like, get me the fuck off of here.
You had the like harness on. Like
yeah. It took me like 20 minutes to get in. They were like, oh, Mr. Bobby, you don't want to do it. And I was like, no. And they're like, why? And I was like, so I don't trust any of you to catch me when I fall. Like I am.
Wait, is that the same camp from yesterday's show?
No, different camp. Although they do have a rock climbing.
Kids couldn't catch you.
No, but they do have a rock climbing wall there too. You just strap the whole wheelchair in. Yeah, you strap the whole chair, and it's mainly just you rope pulling at that point.
you were a career camp counselor, like you just were like making the rounds.
Yeah, like in the summer, it was an excuse to take vacations from my shitty day job. I'd be like, oh, I got to go volunteer at this camp, and they couldn't really be like, no. You'd just be like, oh, okay, I guess you hate people in wheelchairs then. You know what I mean?
These are the dolls.
Yeah, tell me what besides the black girl, what the other races are. That's just 4 white chicks.
Yeah, that's what I was.
No. There's 6 there. You don't see the one in the back who was decapitated. So there's a Muslim one as well. She lost her event.
Yeah. Her name is.
Her name is a disgrace. So they took care of it when she got home.
Do they all have the same eyes? I kind of like not color, but shape. Okay,
it's a toy.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. The one in the bottom.
Yeah, they have toy eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like the bottom right looks like the only one that looks different. But I don't see like if they made an Asian one, it would have felt right. Like now that I'm looking at it, it might have felt racist.
To be fair, the one that's the blonde up top, stare into her eyes for a second. It starts to hurt. Like she gives you a look like you feel stupid or. Just look at it. It's all of a sudden you start to remember people that have bothered you in a bar.
What? What's the top right one? I'm just intrigued at all. What's the top right? What's that?
That's Sue Bird.
But okay,
Sue Bird, the former UConn basketball player. That is not who that is.
Current U.S. Olympian. Yes, it is.
I would say she's supposed to be Asian, but I'm gonna say she's Brazilian or South American.
I think that's bottom left. Is the Brazilian South American?
No,
one.
bottom left is New Jersey.
Just a tan.
Just Joanne Nosachinsky doll.
No, I think bottom left is supposed to be Indian. You gotta include them.
I feel like they're missing one detail, but I'm not gonna point it out.
Oh, her husband on Instagram going,
yeah, her husband just sliding everybomes DMs.
Show boob, show vag.
Show boot.
Bobby, if they threw a sweet dot right in the middle, that would have been the greatest thing of all time.
They really may or may not have been what I was alluding to.
Oh, I know what you. We know what you.
Yeah.
There's one Indian dad who took that doll home, and his wife's like, "No, she's Brazilian." He's like, "Not anymore. Give me the Sharpie."
Now, do you think at Mattel they were like, okay, they went around from left to right? They're like, okay, bottom left, what's that? All right, we're gonna say that's Portugal. Okay, whatever. Top left. Yeah, Russian. Okay, that's fine. Top right. I don't know. Mongolia? Sure. Great. Bottom right. Eastern Europe somewhere. Great. Middle one. Black lady. Like, that's not a country. It's like, yeah, whatever. Black lady.
That's what that's why I'm saying. Like, I think you could have pulled just a generic, just dashes.
I think you take the wig off, and that used to be the old Dominique Wilkins fucking doll.
Oh shit!
It looks like Dominique Wilkins. The human highlight reel.
I think
the best.
I think they're all beautiful dolls.
I know. That one upright has a huge up. That one upright has a weird upper bite. That girl's freaky. That girl's got a touch of Down syndrome in her. The right one.
But solid eyebrows, though. So that's what
I like. She has like the old color me bad style, like the cuts in them.
Yeah. That's what I was
in the barbershop. I like
that's
that.
That's why I was asking who she was, because I was like, she's got like very specifically different eyebrows than the rest of them.
My favorite part is the difference between the top left's race and the bottom right's race is the position of her ponytail.
Yes,
that's it.
That's and the color of her skin.
And eyes a little bit, I guess.
You ever see Team America World Police?
Yes.
The one up top left was like the one that was getting shit on.
Kind of, right?
That might be the same doll. Maybe that's the doll's life. It used to be a porn star. Now it's in the Olympics. It's changed its life.
It's like Sasha Grey went from porn to actual acting, like a real gig.
Kind of like Jenna Jameson. Yeah, actual acting. I remember when she won that Oscar. Me too.
Y'all never saw Sasha Grey in the horror movie?
That wasn't actual acting. That bitch was just
fair enough. They did just like take away her supply.
You think Carmen Electra was an actual actress?
Fair enough. Right. I was trying to give her some credit.
I appreciate it, but
bad.
You think Shirley Temple was an actual actress?
In porn, I believe they're all being fucked.
Yeah. It's they all enjoy it. None of them felt like doing something else that day.
I always believe that cuckold guy really wants to clean it up with his mouth afterwards.
I can't understand those videos, man. They're everywhere. They're so popular.
I call that one the human Zamboni. He comes in and cleans the ice with his face afterwards.
I just want to see the end of the cuck video, like that they never show you in porn, where the guy to do that.
I'm okay.
No, I'm talking about
it. She's not really my wife. I'm gay as shit, but this is the closest I can get to accepting it.
Talking about it pans out on the house and you just hear one gunshot, then the wife scream, "Oh my God, please no!" A second gunshot, and then it cuts
just
to
like
him smiling. And the
third. Oh, dude, that's your Bobby. That's your videos. Click cuck, and it's so you hear the cuck comes in and you hear the click of the gun. You wonder what happens first. The guy comes or does he get shot? I like click cuck.
Huh. That would be a new fun genre of porn, like that you watch when you get cheated on, and it's just a guy walking in on like his girlfriend getting fucked, and he just beats the fuck out of the guy, and then just like fucks her better, and he's like, "You're mine now."
No. First of all, that's fucked up that he has sex with her after. No, be upset, but then leave. You gotta give her the credit that her pussy's that good and she causes fights.
No. Would y'all be mad at the guy if you caught your woman cheating with
never?
Yeah, I'm about to say never. Yeah, that's
never.
Like
that's not him. He had no verbal contract with you.
Yeah. Unless
it's nothing to do with you.
A close friend or like a friend or an acquaintance, then maybe.
Even I hate to say it, but even that.
I think I would.
I had no agreement. I had agreement with the girl.
Here's the thing: me and my homie used to do this. Like when we were kids, we're like, we would be like, just tell me, tell me if she's throwing it at you, if you get the option, just tell me, and that's all. Like, you know what I mean? Just so I'm not out here looking crazy with her. I will. And my side of the thing is, I won't draw. I won't be like, I'll just stop fucking with her. I won't have a bunch of drama. I'll just tiptoe away, and that's it. But
what if there's like a pre-existing arrangement where the guy's like, "Yeah, you can get some on the side, but I always got to be the main guy," and she tells the other guy about that, and then he slowly like undermines you. You know what I'm saying?
Still not.
I can't be in that relationship. I'm sorry, but the second she's like, "You can be the main guy." What is that even? Why is there even a main guy inside? What's going on?
No. It's basically. It's fun when you're in a relationship and you get that statement, because it's like you have two choices. Do you want the instantaneous pain, or do you just kind of want to slowly watch it all slip away over time?
That's all it is.
Over it. You're like, these are my two choices.
It's like be single or have her fuck somebody behind my back, or have her fuck. Like, it's no real good. It's over.
There's no real winning. So you end up just hoping that somebody makes a porn where somebody walks in and is like, "Fuck you, you comedic magician." And then the girl real good and gets her back.
I told this story before, but since it ties in, we'll end POS on this. And it's about me, but a POS story. Years ago, I was dating this girl, and I had just gotten divorced over 10 years ago. I was actually still just separated. Doors didn't go through yet. I met this other girl right away. And we started dating. And I know she was much younger. She fell in love with me. I cared about her. She was a wonderful girl. Don't get me wrong. Much, much younger than me.
Hits up to here.
That could have been on 15 or 19.
Probably at that point, she was 23. I was 35. Like there was a big difference there. And I met her at a comedy show. I was, and my ex-wife was my age. So when I was married, I never thought I'd fuck anyone else again. Yeah. Now I had the opportunity to hook up with a girl at a tongue ring. I'd never experienced that. It's not a good time. But like it still was like a young girl, whatever. She loved me and she was wonderful. She was sweet. She was the nicest person, a great girlfriend. But I was bored. She was bored. And I dated her for a couple of years. She wanted to get married. At that moment, she was literally just filling a void for me. That's all it was. I had been the same person for 10 years. I just need someone else by me. That's all that really was.
Used to company.
Right. But I enjoyed her company, but I knew I wasn't ready to get married.
Yeah.
And then I started working at this comedy club where I was their house comic, and I was around a lot of the waitresses. And there was one that right away there was a connection. And I saw this girl, and for the first time in my life, I looked at someone and said, I need to fuck that person. Like that was it. Now, I've told myself my whole life I would never cheat. I'm not that person. I think that's wrong. Yeah. So instead, I went home to my girlfriend who I lived with, and I said, we have to break up because I'm going to fuck this other person. And I know I'm going to do it, and I have to. And she called me an asshole, and I told me like they said I was a dickhead, whatever. And it did lead on to a terrible relationship. It was a bad move. I dated that girl for years. It was really a mind fuck. It wasn't a smart move to what I did, but I knew the urge was there. And I didn't think that was fair to her. I thought it was better. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me for not just cheating and keeping it quiet, which I probably could have done? And this girl was great, or just not doing it at all, or saying or fighting that urge. Back then I was worse. I can fight urges now, nobody's business. Is it the girl? Not the girl I hooked up with. That was, like I said, no one should be mad at her. She had nothing to do with my relationship with the girl I was with.
You're not gonna like my pick then.
Thought that a guy coming out of a relationship 12 years older than you was gonna stop and get married to you right after this. Come on now, wake up a little bit. I was avoiding that shit all the time. Yeah. Who's the piece of shit? Nate, you go first.
I feel like my answer might be boring, but I don't think anybody's a piece of shit in that. I think you were great. I mean,
now this girl, by the way, went on, got married, has 3 kids, now has the life she wants.
The one you
the one I left.
Yeah. And then the one from work, how did that end? Just like her being a
terrible. After years of becoming like a stalker, craziness, all this stuff. But then like that breakups, this day doesn't speak. So yeah, it was not good.
And she didn't know you had a girlfriend?
Yes.
She's probably the closest one to the asshole.
But she was also living with the father of her child at the time. They had broken up, and she was living with. So like, it was 2 people trying to get away from something.
All right, so
I don't blame her in any way.
I'm gonna call her the asshole, but it's only because I might be being misogynistic. I think what my instinct is saying. She knew you had a girl.
Now, do you think I should have cheated, or should I have said?
I don't think you should have cheated. No.
Was I better off for saying I'm going to? So let's break up so I don't hurt you?
I think you
I'd rather pull the Band-Aid off than fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially if you're going to live with the guilt, like if it'll be that like level of guilt where you would have just been like, fuck.
I mean, then she had to move out. I mean,
that was like a whole ordeal. You did have to.
She had to leave.
So now you might be the asshole. She changed her living arrangements.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. This second day in a row in the middle of a podcast. Did y'all hear that? Come through? No. All right. It's a bunch of noise that I thought came through. But
it's me.
I think it's you. I think it's you. I'm leaning towards nobody because it's just people are people. But like,
right.
And people get horny. But probably you.
I think Nate's right. I think nobody's an asshole in intention. Like nobody intended to be an asshole. Everybody acted as best as they could once the situation came up.
But especially you keeping it 100 and telling on yourself. Like
that's the best.
It wasn't like I came home like, yeah, bitch, I'm mad. I was like crying. Like we had this big talk. It was hard. It was a whole ride home, like thinking about, do I do this? I had to wake her up.
But
now you're the asshole again. Damn, could have waited till the morning.
No, I couldn't. I wouldn't have been able to sleep. It would have been too crazy. And I was afraid. My fear was, and this is gonna sound, I think you'll get this. My fear was if I got into bed, I was gone all night. So if I came home, she would have cuddled with me. It's something that would have led to a normal. We would have had sex or kissed or whatever. And then if I told her later, she's like, wait a minute, you did that to me knowing that?
Yeah,
I think that would have been I felt like if it was there, I'm going to do it now, or don't ever do it and lose that thought. And then the thought wasn't going to go away.
But to finish what I was going to say.
I'm going to cheat on you. I'm going to cheat. Wake up. I'm going to cheat on you.
Hey, hunt. You'll never believe what's going to happen. Pack your bags. Are we going away? You are.
You are. Because I need to fuck this lady from work. I need to. I'm sorry. I need to.
But I think you're the asshole because like you shouldn't have been in a relationship if you're gonna cheat. You know what I mean?
If you're in that, especially when you knew, like,
but for 2 years, I never thought.
Yeah, and you didn't know that.
Literally,
at the time.
she was the only person in my eye. I never would have.
Yeah,
I loved her. I cared for her. This one person, I never thought that would happen. It didn't happen in 10 years of marriage. That was the only time in my life, and since that any girl I saw where I was like, I need that. Like, it was a connection I've never had again. I've never felt that way in my life.
Now I'm gonna say you're not an asshole again. I don't know. I think you live once, Now you're not an asshole to me. Now you're just like, well, I was gonna die.
And that's why I don't think anybody's a POS of intent. Like, you didn't mean to be a dick. Like, the situation played out. You basically woke a girl up, told her grab your shit and leave because I'm gonna fuck somebody else. Probably tomorrow.
That's the biggest asshole part. But even that was with honor.
Well, she didn't have to leave. Then she stayed. I mean.
By the way, was that night?
And worse side note, we were in between moving to other apartments, so we were staying at my mom's. So like,
oh Jesus!
Yeah,
Christ.
we were staying we weren't even in our own apartment.
All right, I'm gonna change my answer. She's the asshole.
She's the asshole.
I forgot about that. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, we're at my mom's.
Wait, why is she the asshole, Bobby?
Because she's fucking a 35-year-old in his mom's basement. Like, how did you think it was gonna play out?
Still trying to get married.
You said she was smart.
Oh shit.
Okay, Bobby wins. I don't even know what the prize is. Bobby wins the Nintendo Wii.
Well, yeah, but I say that's the Wii.
Nate, thank you, man, so much for being on. Please tell people where they can hear you.
I got you, Nate.
All that.
So this Thursday, check out Nate. He has the pleasure of performing with his hilarious pals Dorian Vasquez and Baby Made Productions at Falls Church Distillery.
Wait, I'm not doing
August 14th. He's the headliner at. Oh my bad, that's Lemaire. These wrong plugs. My bad, dude.
What the fuck?
I was about to say. I was like, none of that is me.
Hey, who's the piece of shit in this store?
Clearly, Bobby.
I did it on purpose. I was like,
I wish I could have signed off on cue, just like clearly, Bobby. Just gone.
All right, Nate. Where is Lemaire performing?
Somewhere being the second best on the show.
Yeah.
But because I'm the third and he's the first, whatever. But that was a bad joke. Don't follow me.
I enjoyed it. No, you win. Out of the 3 performances, I'm gonna say right now, Bobby, Nate wins. This was the best one of the 3.
Hell yeah. Take that, low morbid Andy.
They were all great. This one was out of the park.
Hell yes.
We went 2 hours.
Is it because I knew Dakota Sky? Is that it?
that was the tip of the iceberg. It was really there. Like, yes.
Shit. Panties in the Mouth podcast. That is that name Marshall on Instagram and Twitter. But Panties in the Mouth podcast is the main thing that I want people to check out. Me, Lemaire Lee, and Andy Malfarina, the boys, the Panty Boys. We had a great episode. We had a 1 point star on there. She's the best. Aaliyah Janine. We might. Never mind. We thought we were going to get Sarah J, and now it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I'm very disappointed, but.
Yeah, Andy mentioned that too. He said there was a chance. But
yeah, but I don't know. We just haven't heard from maybe we got to reach out again. You know how things go.
You have a porn star you can have because she's not any good. Bobby likes her, but
yeah, no, fuck off our porn star, Nate.
No. You keep it.
No, you can have it.
My own.
You can have it.
I did just unsubscribe to her OnlyFans. I was like, I'm tired of paying for this.
Oh no, not that one.
No, the other one.
That one too?
Yeah, if you're on our podcast, I can hook you up with $8 a month.
You signed up for Jessa Rain's OnlyFans?
Yeah, man, she's the shit.
She has a giant forehead.
And her boyfriend has a giant penis.
He's one of those guys. His last name is Cox because he's a big porn star. But like, your dick's big when you call yourself Cox.
Like just the arrogance of it.
I think he's Connor Cox.
Yeah,
not arrogant, just stupid. Like he's you could tell all the blood's going to his dick, not to his brain. Like he just has this distance there. Like that kind of guy,
Yeah, he looks like a young Snape from Harry Potter, and he's got a huge cock and just fucks this lady. So it's weird.
Who was that you unsubscribed to? I'm trying to find them.
Jessa, Jessa Rain, and then like the word rain.
Yeah, not like weather rain or like rain.
No, like RAIN, not like RAYNE shit.
Okay. Or not like rain. Okay.
Okay. Well, you look her up. Let me tell you, at this point, we've had all three guys of Panties in the Mouth podcast on. You've heard them all. They're all killers. Go check out their podcast. Even if you're not gonna do it, go listen to them, subscribe. They're gonna send their fans over here, and we're gonna have a nice little army. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're the takeover, next generation, baby.
Hell yeah!
And if you guys ever get in a fight, we have a MMA fight, or not MMA, we have a Bellator.
I was gonna plug it. Yeah.
So we can loan them to you if you need to fight the Legion of Skanks or anything, because we have a guy.
All right.
Yeah. Shout out Blaine Shutt MMA. And the beauty about Blaine is, Nate, he actually runs a youth academy too. So if all these other podcasts want to keep talking shit, we're going to send a bunch of 15-year-olds to fight them who know how to fight.
15
so you can't
or 19,
fight back,
bitch.
or you're going to prison.
19.
Yeah. It's our army.
You get your ass whooped by 15-year-olds or 19.
It's 19 15-year-olds. That's what we do.
I thought we were just going to send in a bunch of 15-year-olds and 19-year-olds and been like, you could have fought that guy back, but you didn't.
You punched the wrong one, bitch.
Exactly. How long were you subscribed to Jessa? I found her Instagram. Great.
How long?
Yeah.
I think like 3 months.
Okay. He was on the show longer than that ago, though. It was like 6 months ago.
All right, maybe 6.
Oh, okay.
Why do you ask?
Just curious. I'm looking at it, just seeing how long it got. You know, I could see.
My favorite thing is all those people. Like some of them have free accounts, some like are been on our podcast, but they all send the same like generic messages, like, "Hey, baby, you want to talk?" And you're like, "Yeah." And like I like to ask them super personal questions, or be like, Sarah Rusi did that the one day, and I was like, "Hey, how'd you and Mason meet?" What's bigger, his dick or his height?
And any response?
No. It was
just it's funnier, Bobby. She was on our podcast and you didn't ask her that many questions.
Sarah Rusi was?
No, Jessa Rain.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, Jessa, I was just kind of starstruck.
I met her when I was on
That's
how I met her.
That's how I feel if we got Sarah J. I'd be like, oh, God damn it. I got nothing to add to this. Except I'm a big fan. That's me.
You know what? If you guys do get Sarah J, let Bobby come on and make her play 15 or 19.
She would know. She would know all those women. I think.
We do it with the men, like he did, like the swimmers.
Yeah, that was the only 15-year-old, right?
Yeah, and then we break out that little police guy.
You hope that was the only 15-year-old.
Yeah, we didn't say we were telling the truth.
Well, the one.
That one picture of Gabby Carter though that really got Andy was so crazy.
The first one.
Well, no, we didn't show you that one, but there was one of Gabby Carter which looked real young, and Andy's like. Well, in the corner, there was a logo for a porn site. And he was obviously she's 19 because that's a logo. I go, you're right. I've never seen a fake ID, right, Andy? He's like, what? And I'm like, no, you could just put that logo there. I'm pretty sure I could just make things. Like, oh, fuck it. He got real scared.
Yeah, we had him convinced that we screwed up and accidentally showed him like way too much of a 15-year-old.
Yeah, we're like, shit, that was the wrong one. Damn it. And he got nervous.
I was like, we'll just delete it and start over. He's just staring. You know how he is when he's like panicking.
Yeah. Damn. All right. So that's why Andy got scared. He was scared for his actual freedom.
Yeah, he was like, for 5 minutes, I thought my career was over.
It might be. That might come back to haunt us. It's okay though.
Nah, it won't. What we're trying to do is educate people about how hypersexualized all these kids shows are.
Could have been anybody. Never.
Yeah.
It's funny. We were just talking about that. We recorded yesterday. We were talking about like that Bad Bunny chick and just how hypersexualized she is, and just like the day she turned 18, she made like $1 million. Which is crazy.
Bad Baby.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny's the dude who was in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was like, that guy's got an OnlyFans.
the fucking, he's like a rapper. He's like a Spanish
Latino rapper. Like that's cool. I was thinking about Booker T.
He'll probably clean up a little bit from some ladies if he did something. But
I think he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's killing. He's fine. He's a commercial with Snoop and Zoe Deschanel selling Coronas and shit.
He drove a giant truck at WrestleMania. He wrestled in WrestleMania.
He did. He wrestled in WrestleMania.
Oh, he was incredible. He stopped touring and he went to the performance center and trained for 6 months. Yeah. He was doing backflips. He was doing moonsault. Dude, he was crazy.
Yeah, that's got to be dope. You accomplish a dream and you can just like dip your toes in another dream.
That's what they all loved about. They said they couldn't believe how committed he was, and he legitimately wrestled in a match. And Miz and Morrison did well selling for him, but he also put this other wrestler over, and had him as his tag partner, Damian Priest, and it was great. Like he was the star. He wrestled for like 15 minutes. He took all the bumps. It was nuts.
I would have never guessed that about that dude. I don't know much about him.
Do that? Bad baby.
Yeah, baby. She got right on fucking.
She took an equally intense beating though the day she turned 18. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
They both were limping the next day.
Yeah, she's no woke victim.
She fucks on her OnlyFans.
I don't know.
Only Bobby goes on.
You can't have a game called 15 or 19 and subscribe to an 18-year-old's OnlyFans, Nate. You can choose one of those two things.
It's called research.
That's fair.
It's called research.
Yeah, I just thought like when you think because what were we talking about? Because Puppy Girl Jenna is so high up.
Oh fuck yeah, Puppy Girl Jenna.
Don't start this shit again.
Fucking because Andy was like the highest people are like Puppy Girl Jenna and fucking Bad Bunny or Bad Baby, my bad. And it was just like people's minds are fucked. This was like I just want to watch a bitch be a dog or a kid. And that's like
Bobby loves her.
I do too.
Dude, she's the shit.
She's a puppy. Stop this.
No, she's great. I got to walk.
He's a dog,
Bobby.
Yep, I did. Yes, I did.
I got to walk.
Most awkward boner I've ever had.
No. What is wrong with you two folks?
Yeah, she's great.
You don't know true power until you've had a bitch on a leash.
It was nuts.
Remember, don't be a piece of shit. Are we ending there?
I thought that's what was happening.
I think so.
All right. I'm at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone hosting this weekend.